just... Yeah.
Go time, go!
Galaxy brain.
Okay.
Snap that child's back,
Okay.
goldfish.
You guys ready to commit some war crime? In defense of the land?
Monetize.
Am I ever? It's okay, we weren't gonna make any money off it anyway.
Lol.
Elf ears are lucky, so you can sell those.
Well, as long as we don't bring up topics like,
Bring
I
that
don't know,
elf's ears back.
actual education, history, or comedy, we should be fine.
This is true.
Those seem to be the
Or
only
that Joe
things
Biden's
YouTube
a pedophile.
demonetize. Or that, yeah.
Josh, are you here or are you Windows XP? Or is your Windows XP starting up?
I'm
See the Windows XP was
I'm
starting.
really trying hard to get back on track here. It's thrown way off.
Hold on. Yep.
I swear to
the
God,
Windows
Josh's brain
10
has
start up.
dial-up internet. I swear to God, Josh's brain has dial-up internet. He's gotta wind it for a few minutes first.
Yeah, that's some things.
I swear to God.
Shall we sidetrack and talk about dial-up internet now?
No, we shall not.
No.
No, we're gonna start arguing
9.
about it. Specifically, specifically Austin Cameron.
No, I know how dial-up internet works.
How
However,
is
you have-
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
If it keeps happening, I think I'm just going to cut it for today. We just won't do it.
No, you see, this time
Okay,
it's
everybody
Jack's
be
fault,
quiet.
'cause he-
Everyone here,
Acrobat.
everyone playing Among Us and mute your mics until Josh says he's ready.
Okay.
Asks an electrical. Oh fuck.
8 tasks and
Okay.
electrical later.
So
Up!
you'd met military.
You
You better-
mic.
You left the game.
Me thinking
hide
Haas
military.
internet went. Me think Haas
You
ran
better
out
hide
of hotspot. Hey Haas, is he in the party? I have to go to my computer to look.
He should be. No.
He is. Okay. Haas, say something.
Because we're finally there, Cameron. Just let him finish.
I'm going to immerse myself in a world that I just remembered that I created. Right. So, it was supposed to be... Okay. So, it is the dawn of a new day, and just yesterday you had shopping after you had entered this town, this human settlement. I believe it's the settlement of Eklan. Can I get a check for everyone? Just say a
Yep.
word.
Unfortunately, Augustus Gloop is not in the game, so.
A word. Mega word. You just
Mega faggot.
received. You just received a request from the more or less martial leader of this this town here. Everyone had seemed rather down and out. The battle of today is supposed to be happening. Eklan is... I considered it as... right. Okay. So... and all of you, I don't remember where you had been, but regardless, one way or another, you end up in town. At the same place, not far from this building over here, the what I believe was a governmental building, but it has been since converted into the HQ for the military forces here. Reinforcements have not really been arriving from anywhere. to support this town. I believe this town had some strategic value.
It was useful at one point in
Can't you
time.
see I'm walking here?
Right.
Just
So-
want to bring this up right now. I just remembered we bought a crap ton of explosives too, if I'm not wrong.
Oh yeah,
I
some of you
don't
bought
think we
lots
did.
of grenades.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we bought a
Actual
fuck ton
grenades.
of
He
grenades.
told you all that he didn't have really a variety of the special stuff. He had a few smoke grenades and mainly frag grenades.
Good enough.
So you gonna join the game, Hoss?
Everyone
I'm
had it.
working on it. I'm on a hotspot. It takes the game 10 minutes to load up.
Hey,
I
so
tried
you're
to
trying to
load
run your
YouTube 'cause I-
Spotify right now.
No. I tried to load up YouTube to play Jeopardy music into the mic, and what happened was it was like, oh, you were in a game?
Why would
Not
you-
anymore. And then
Why would
oh,
you waste
oh,
your
now it won't let me in the
time?
world. Now it won't let me in the world. Holy crap.
That sounds
but
like
listen.
your fault.
So like when I loaded back onto Minecraft, right? I clicked on the app to go back to it, right? It was like Mojang for 2 minutes, and so I was like, time to reset the game.
It
And
was
then
like
I was on the
Mojang,
loading screen,
and
yeah,
then Mojang,
Nothing.
and then still Mojang.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
and
Hoss,
it
it
just
takes
started
2 minutes to
smoking.
load up.
So now I am attempting to connect to the game.
Ah, I see. So this should take about... Okay, so you'll join in about 20 minutes, eh?
25, give or take.
Okay. How much hotspot do you have? Do you have infinite, or...
More than enough. I'm locating server right now.
Okay. So, it's like
I
initially when
have
that
15
happened,
gigabytes.
I think that's enough. I'm not exactly sure.
It's way more than enough.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
it's
hey.
a tenth of what I have per month, so it should be fine.
And I haven't used it at all.
Digital
here.
JPEG.
Go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
Okay. I swear I was going to say, what are you guys doing at this point in time? But I don't even remember.
Bruh!
Okay, no,
We
the
were-
last thing that happened, the very last thing that happened before we left it off till next time, was Salem walked off the ship half naked with a coffee cup in hand and started hearing gunfire in the distance.
That's right. Thank you.
I made
I
up,
don't
I made up
remember
the
doing
half-naked
this, that's
part.
the funny part.
I made up the half-naked part. That was just a joke. He is in fact
Nope,
clothed.
he is.
No,
He
no,
is-
no,
nope,
he
nope,
is.
nope,
He,
nope,
no,
he's
he
half
is.
naked.
He
He's
is.
gotta
He
be-
is half
Okay.
naked.
Roll for banana hammock.
Okay.
Oh god. Okay. No, he is. He's mostly clothed. He's probably just missing his coat.
Alright.
And number
So I'm
10.
looking out. So I'm looking outside from the thingy, from the cargo bay thing of the ship, and what do I see?
You're looking up. Are you outside?
I'm in the,
From the ship proper, all you would be able to see was the forest,
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
and we're all at the ship right now.
Right,
So
right,
But you need
gunfire
more in the
okay.
distance.
Probably.
Okay.
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay, I wander up the ship and begin hollering loudly. I begin
wander
hollering
up?
loudly enough to irritate everyone who is either not had coffee or isn't awake.
Augustus
stuff-
wakes up, grunts a little bit, wipes the drool from his face, and gets ready to go.
Okay. I tell
Okay.
everyone to get your gats and get ready because we're gonna go kill some fuckers, basically.
Alright. So, whilst you hear firing in the distance, and a good hell of a lot of it, you begin to see a lot of lights flashing, even from the forest.
Oh boy.
And
yes.
Rapal-
I tell people to fuck.
Bastone.
I begin telling them to forget the. I tell everyone to forget the coffee. It's close.
Um,
Tonight
I
is
do
will be
recall
your-
that there were trench systems around the city
Mhm.
proper, as well as a lot of just cobbled together defenses from within.
How,
Yeah, what's your
how
character's
quick-
name again?
Miriam.
How
Body.
quickly are we moving to the town? Are we like
it
running? Or
depends.
We're not right now. We're not moving right now. We're
Yeah,
in the
everyone's
ship
getting
getting
ready.
ready
Got
to
time.
go.
I'm sorry.
You've got
I holler, "Hey Miriam, how's tinnitus instead of coffee sound?"
I wasn't ready
Well,
yet.
while walking
I'm guessing
down
that's
to the
what he
ramp, you
says.
hear a lot of
No.
jangling coming
Miriam
from-
just is like clearing his throat, like somewhat violently, and he's able to squeeze off acid reflex. and then he like waves at you, and then he waves you off to like go talk to someone else.
I
Double
slap
check.
his back
Michael,
obnoxiously hard.
the
before-
recording's good?
Yeah, the recording's fine.
Okay.
Jack mutes his mic. How you doing yet? No, that's not it. How you doing yet?
That's
No,
exactly
not it
what I'm doing. Shut up.
So, you can hear the fighting rage on as you get ready. And a little bit of time passes, and I would say that a lot of you are ready to make your next move.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So is everyone actually ready to leave? the
Hold
ship?
on,
Is there
I
anything-
need just 1 minute. I gotta get Miriam some Zantac.
Need some Tums.
Gotta get some Tums, boys.
Ooh, I need Tums.
Tums for the
You-
Warriors.
you all hear-
Ooh, I'm acid reflexing. Ooh.
Miriam,
You all
and
hear this?
Xanax?
you-
No, Zantac. This one will give you cancer.
You hear the squishing and squashing of your plate carriers filled with slime as you put them on.
I don't like that.
Don't worry, it's only 10%. It's only 10% semen.
I'm assuming that is all yours, Salem.
No, that would be yours, fucking old man.
That would be the horses
cannot
you
produce
have
that
right next to the ship. Actually, the old man shoots blanks nowadays.
So is everyone ready to move? Are we ready to
You
bomb
should be just about. I will say that some of you might be slightly tired, but I'm sure you're used to it by now.
Tonight
If,
is good coffee.
Tonight,
Okay.
the ears ringing will wake you up enough.
Good
Yes.
job on the Western Front over here, Jack.
Quiet though.
Oh,
So,
If you die, can I have
It's
your
all
boots?
quiet on the Eastern Front.
right. So,
No.
what's your move?
I would like
What's
to
you
be
doing?
buried
What's
in
your
them.
Our move
Trust
is
me,
to
if you
jump
take
in
the boots, all
technical.
of your friends will die.
Guys, we are bringing the technical, yeah?
Or
Yes,
Or
we're
is,
bringing the
the
technical.
option. Or is stealth
I-
the option?
No, we
I
need to
think we should-
bring the technical.
This is a fucking trench line, bro.
Well, Cameron, are we gonna run from the ship? Well, it's literally
yeah.
multiple miles away, Cameron.
the gunfire, the fact that there's gunfire close,
Three
the fact
mics
that we can
isn't
see
that far.
lights, the fact that we're seeing flashes
Yeah,
from the
the
gunfire tells a
flashing,
different
yeah.
story.
Yeah, if we-
Artillery.
Hold on. Think about it this way as well, Jack. If we move through the forest in that direction, we could probably outflank the elves
that's a
We're
good
one
idea.
squad.
No, because how I'm
and catch
understanding
them by
it,
surprise.
especially because we've landed over here, the elves are attacking from this way.
How much? Where are they attacking from, Josh?
Would we know?
That's well,
You can get the general idea. There's probably minor groups around, but you know, the main attack is probably this direction and well towards the original models ranger.
Okay. So then we bring the technical to the town. And
Alright,
move from
fair
there.
Let's move with La Technical.
alright, we go to the
I
town
will
with
place
the technical.
down. Well, I mean, we still have to actually get there. So we are moving through La Road in the forest up to this front checkpoint. Do we see anything, hear anything?
Do we fucking explode?
Just sorry, you said you're going down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you come by that blockade checkpoint again, and this time the dudes are all in position, ready to fire, and they do recognize you, and you can stop to try to get info from them if you like.
Did we have any? Yeah, did they give us any sort of? Well, I guess we don't need that. Well, do you guys want to ask anything?
I asked, hey, cuz, the fuck's going on here?
Well, the guys at the checkpoint.
Hey, hold on.
One that
just
is.
pause for a second. I have to go change my batteries. I'll be right back.
All right.
Quick, talk politics.
Do 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 do.
So Josh,
Yes.
when I send this to you, I'm gonna compress it.
Yeah.
So that way it doesn't take, like, you know, a massive file space.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have worse video quality. Audio quality should stay the same. But yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm back now. What's up, guys?
Okay.
Nibbles compressing.
It's double jeopardy.
Okay. So, you stop at the checkpoint. By the way, I should ask, who's driving, who's on the gun?
I am driving.
Cameron is on the gun.
Yeah, that
Yep.
would be likely.
Right. So you stop, the guy in the back says, so, you said, what's that, more or less?
Yeah, I called them cunts and asked them what was poppin'.
Well, the guy who was supposedly the leader of the checkpoint here, he approaches you, kind of keeping his head down a little bit, and he says that the city is not quite surrounded, but in most areas there are significant elven presences, and if you want to get a good chance at defending, then you should probably enter the city. But if you're looking to probably not die, it's likely best to stay just outside of the town.
How bad was he keeping his head down? How noticeable was that?
Just you know, he's like, he ran over to you, just kind of,
Mm,
you know, just in case, it's, you know, sort of thing.
Alright.
Alright. Voice guy's gonna speak himself up. Are you guys using any radios or any specific frequencies?
He says that due to the disorganized nature of our forces, there are a few, but the primary one coming from HQ is this one. He hands you a little note.
Alright. I assume that just kind of has the frequency in it.
Yes.
Okay. We do have some portable radios, right?
Yes.
We'll probably
I
have a
think
radio in the car.
Though I have suggested that we get better comms.
Yeah, we've suggested that, but we haven't. I don't think we've
We haven't
really
been
done
able
it
to do
anyway.
it just yet.
We should have like walkie-talkies.
It's
yeah.
yeah. We do have radios.
Oh, okay, yeah. But we are going to. At least I am going to set my radio's frequency to that.
We should probably have our own as well.
As soon as you set your frequency to that, you can hear that there is a lot of screaming about where should I say this north? I'll say the ranger is north, the little miniature there. You hear about a lot of shit going on east and south, and just a ton of screaming about the trenches. Other than, what are you doing? What are you going to
He's
do?
making a compass. Will help with my brain. So.
So, what's your move?
Sorry, you were cutting out for me. What'd you say, Josh?
You move.
What is our
No,
move?
Before that, I'm sorry, you were cutting out when you were saying something. You said coming from
East
south
and south.
East.
Okay, so Josh, the ranger is north, right?
yes,
Yes.
the little stare indent is representative of north.
Well, fortunately, it's not facing north. Oh,
Yes, it
actually?
is.
Wait.
Holy crap, Cameron.
Cameron.
Okay, I thought Josh meant the
Oh my
actual.
It's fine.
ranger
It's
is
fine.
off.
It's fine.
I
He's got it
didn't
now.
change
He's got it now.
Oops.
I'll
Okay.
call you a nigger later, Haas.
Oh my god, Cameron. There is one word we don't say. Cameron. And you've just said it.
He didn't say
Already
bro.
demonetized.
Let's see. Okay, well,
Anyway, we're gonna.
Anyways.
I'm gonna start swerving the car over into town.
okay.
He told us
You,
if we want to live to stay on the edge of town.
Well, the thick of the fighting's gonna be in town eventually.
Eventually, but it's still at the trench lines, correct?
That's what it sounds like.
They're
At
still
least
screaming about them, so
the center of
obviously.
town. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's collapsing there, then we might as well try to fortify in the city. That's our best
Yeah.
chance, unless you
Actually,
wanna start...
I would say we should probably go straight to the front lines and hold them.
Well,
I don't think Riley
depends
wants
on what's-
to die.
depends on what's better defensively. Should we try to stick at the trenches, which are probably already getting overrun right now, or try to hold
But
a good
we have
position in
firepower.
the streets?
Hey Josh, are they screaming
We're
about
all
the trenches
healthy.
being overrun or about fighting
And skilled.
or fighting at the trenches?
You're right.
Just clearly the fight has started relatively recently, so there's a lot of yelling about positions, strikes, and all that.
Okay, then the trench line is probably not being
Holding for
overrun.
now. Yeah.
I mean, okay. Here's what I'm thinking, right? We could move up to the front of the trenches, but I feel like that has a chance of us getting overwhelmed. What would be better is if we found a courtyard or something to hold in the middle of the city with that machine gun and all four of us. It's a lot easier to
a
fight.
highly mobile team. We should
They fuck ourselves.
the city and surround it and jerk off while the thing is collapsing, just so we can wait to be overran. We can make a difference now and pull back as soon as we're getting overwhelmed.
Yeah, we don't need to bring the technical
We're
up to the
more
front
mobile.
lines. And we can...
Alright, fair enough. Then let's move down to the southern front. I'm gonna say around where I'm placing this water barrel.
You can do what yeah.
That's
So
what I had
it's to
on
the
hand.
south and east, right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this curve is basically the attack's coming from. Mainly.
We could reposition to about this fire here.
West, but yeah.
Would give us more firing range. If you want to do that, we can attempt to hold that side, but
I'm sorry, Jake,
It's up
what
to
did
you.
you say?
No, never mind.
So, regardless of where you go, you're going to have to probably go through town. So just
Yep.
tell me where your confirmed end destination should be.
Let's do where the campfire is.
Well, maybe not with the technical. We should probably leave the technical in town.
No, the technical
I
is half of
disagree.
our firepower.
Yeah, exactly. The
Well, then
technical
we
is
should. We
important.
definitely shouldn't move it right here.
It's a good firing position, and if we need to, we can just pull back into this HQ center here.
Moving the technical into the trenches area is going to limit our mobility and make us a target.
And staying behind the trenches and firing over them is the best solution.
Yeah, and honestly, I have an idea. Because the West
forward, Mary?
is not being attacked as hard as the other two,
We could counterattack the west.
Yeah, we could counterattack the West and then sweep the South.
Yes.
Like, think
Alright.
about this.
I'm
Think
gonna
about
leave this
this.
up to you guys.
Think about this. Coming
You
from
will-
the checkpoint right here,
I
going up
agree
this
with
road,
Jack's plan.
we already have we're already in position to flank the western side.
Josh, I'm
Yeah.
assuming past this trench line is mostly trees and stuff, or is it give us a
well,
terrain
around-
around the area?
it is mostly flatland around the area, or around this area at least, on the outer edges,
Alright.
on these.
Have you
southern
guys
edges.
played Halo 2 multiplayer? Because we are about
Yes.
to do what is called a warthog flank. To the west we go. We will position ourselves moving to around
Yeah, make sure
Um,
everyone gets their
this block of
block.
TNT. Yeah,
I'll
it's,
get
we need to.
block out for myself.
I'll summon random block of coloration.
Instead of going through the town, you're going to be going kind of off-roading. There's clearly
Or yeah,
trails
we're
and
going
things.
around the outskirts.
There's small trails and things out, but you know it's just trails. And you can see that there is good lot of noise coming from around here. There is clearly a fight happening. It's just not as clearly urgent as elsewhere. At least not according to the radio.
So we arrive at the Western Front, where it is supposedly all quiet.
Oh no, it's not
Well,
quiet.
no.
Yes.
So,
Who broke that? Who is cunt?
I'll
Jack
say
did
that you go over a small hill that will have been just a little bit blocking the view of the area, and upon rising over the hill, you see that there are little masses of troops rushing what are clearly trenches, and within probably a minute, gunfire starts finding its way towards you as well.
I shoot back at the cunts.
Right, you shoot into the sort of distance.
Or well, hold on. How good? I don't. So do I see L? Hold on. Explain the.
You there's some distance. It's a little. It's not hard to see them. You know, it's the kind of distance where details are a bit of a bitch.
Okay. Well, I'll
Alright,
pop off
I'm
a few
assuming-
bursts in their general vicinity then.
I'm
In-
going to.
in-
You fire
Hold-
into their
hold-
masses.
I want to ask a question first. In the more western area, behind where these troops are moving, is it just more troops, or what's going on in this direction?
Eventually there is forestry, and there seem to be a small amount of people running out from the forests now and again.
Also, Josh, feel free to move any of the blocks and stuff I've placed down as
Okay.
you will. The blue are obviously the town's people and military forces, and the green are obviously the elves.
Yep.
I think we
So-
I think we should swoop around here and start attacking them from behind.
We might not
We
want
wanna
to
be ca-
overextend.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
We-
because
we
we'll get
already
caught
have a
between
hill.
their reinforcements.
Yeah.
If
we
there are
already
any
have a
troops in
hill
the
on
forest,
their
we're gonna get
flank.
stuck between two targets. It'd be easier if we stay on this flank and just slowly encroach from this side. This way, Cameron could stay on the gun, we could use our doors as cover, or the hill itself as cover, and get into good positions and fire at them from range, whilst Cameron lays down the law.
Okay, fair enough. Are we in somewhat agreement that we are going to let's see. I'm trying to think. I guess this maybe
You
you should
are
get in the driver's.
cavalry.
I should not be in the
because-
driver's seat. I'm the second. When it comes to firepower, I'm number 2 in the group. That's behind the technical cannon.
Okay, fair enough. But I should be out sniping, and I probably need to get out of the car for that.
I don't think we need a driver right this second.
All right, fair enough.
If you're
well,
a top
what's
guy.
got-
Merriam knows how to drive, although he isn't a great driver.
Well, once again, we don't really need a driver. We should probably dismount to an extent and just hang out near the technical.
Merriam is going to dismount and go over to the driver's side and say, I'll be the one driving if that needs to be.
If we need to dip.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he's gonna ask Cameron for his assault rifle because he's on the gun.
Alright, I pass the big gun.
Yeah, I have an SMG that wouldn't be good at range, so.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
my rifle, which
Westcott is going
range.
to get out of the car and start laying down with said M14 that I picked up earlier and begin attempting to pick into the crowds at anyone who looks important.
I'm going to pull out my battle rifle and begin shooting at them as well.
Alright. So, a lot of you have dismounted and are firing.
Yeah. Lost in cover.
Well, other than Cameron, who is still in the MG yet.
Yes.
Yes, but he's still
And he is
firing.
firing with the.
Yeah.
I am.
Lemja.
So, you fire into the charging elves, who are slowly making their, well, slowly I say, starting to make their way into the trenches. You can see that with the lot of you firing, that there is, of course, you can see sometimes that you are clearly hitting elves, but it is not always very clear who hit who.
Mm.
But it seems to be, at least in this corner, making some kind of difference.
Good.
Alright.
Are any of the elves congregating in large groups when they push? Or are
Some
they
of
just
them
spread out
probably,
across the...
mostly spread out, I would say.
Okay.
And,
That would
and,
congregate
and so
probably,
so you said that they're making their way into the trenches, like
They're going to be
they've
very soon.
already reached it.
They're going to be very soon.
Okay, so how many defenders does it seem to be like alive
It's a bit hard to
and kicking?
tell because from where they're supposed to be, you can see a lot of them. The trenches are kind of a little loose, I'll say. It's not
Yeah.
a lot of guys. They seem to be very clearly experienced, judging by how fucked up all their stuff looks. But you know, the elves don't look much different in that way.
You know, I read once in a history book on the Alconian Civil War. This one tactic used by a rebel commander while he was losing his trenches. If you guys are familiar with that battle, we might want to copy the same thing.
Unfortunately, I've got no
one
clue
knows
what the
what
fuck
you're
you're
talking
talking
about.
Let them take it and blow it up when they get there.
With what explosives?
I have a grenade launcher, and we have a few grenades. We don't have anything organized, but if we
We don't
make them,
have nearly enough. This trench line stretches like a mile
pump
across.
We could pump some bomba into like groups of them, but we should stick to not running a plan.
At this
them.
point,
Alright,
what we should
fair
do
enough.
is stick to range
Yeah.
and using our advantages.
And does it seem, Josh, that there is a pretty constant flow of them coming from the?
It kind of looks that way, yeah. It's hard to see them
Okay.
in the forest, but there seems to be elves coming out of there all the time.
Okay, so yeah, no, charging is not an option.
have I?
I mean, I
been
have an
able-
idea.
Oh.
Which is?
How would you guys feel if I turned on the lights in the forest?
You make a good
There's-
point.
You know?
I will warn you now, there's nothing saying that elves don't have their own magical forces.
Well, yes,
fact,
but then a
they're more
forest
prone to
fire.
it.
I mean,
A forest fire never hurt anyone.
It'll at least take them a second to react to it. I say go for it, guesses.
Alright.
Don't
Miriam?
fucking Megu meme yourself, though.
Go ahead.
would you think that they have like the sort of I can test it. Small fireball at the woods go. Nothing large. You had to just sling a bunch of fire at it.
Alright, okay.
So Josh,
You're going to cast?
I'm going to cast, not a very big one, but a smaller test fireball. Back to shooting now.
on my front, have I been able to locate anyone who seems more important? Different uniforms, giving orders, etc. to pick off? Maybe radio
there-
troops.
There are people with radios and there are people giving orders, but in terms of like outfits or anything, a lot of them look kind of the same.
Alright.
It's a similar situation with the people in the city. Uniforms are all largely in tatters, and there's no real distinction
There's no,
between
yeah,
just
there's
anybody.
not a lot of distinction. Anyone giving an order gets their head removed, and if possible, radio operators as well. And I mean
I would
larger
actually.
end
I wouldn't
radios,
say.
if there's
I
any.
wouldn't say head removed. I would specify that you're going to shoot them, because if you say head removed, Josh may be like, "Oh, so he wants to intentionally aim for the head." Well, this will be a much harder shot.
Okay. Yes, I'm shooting at the people giving orders.
Heads are a smaller target.
Alright.
I should say now that the first dudes are from the elves are entering the trenches. I'll just place random. Leave the world. Everyone's in place, so yes.
Sorry, did someone leave the party?
Nobody's left the party now.
I'm back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, and Jack falls dying in the trenches. I might be able to help triage a little bit whilst we're clearing.
Yeah, helping out the wounded. Okay, so they're gonna start heading over there. I'm going to instruct Salem to give them covering fire while they're heading over to the trenches. I'm also going to attempt to cover them from range with my rifle.
Right. Okay. So they make a break for the trenches, and as they're going, Miriam suffers a grazing shot, but you know it's a graze, just a bit of blood and pain. But they make it.
Alright.
Once in the trenches, Jack, quiet.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
still
here.
jumping around. Two of you make it into the trenches, and you see that down the way from where you are now, which I'll say is somewhere around here. This blue guy at the end. Down the way, you can see that there is fighting going on. It's come down to a melee, and there are no distinctive winners at the moment.
Right, well,
Meanwhile, back over at the hill, as soon as they get into the trenches, I'm guessing you guys just go back to what you were doing, just shooting into the charging crowds.
Actually, I was going to keep in touch with Miriam and ask what the situation was. If it was bad enough, I was going to give them more covering fire.
Well, it's not particularly bad, I would say.
Alright.
The trenches is not your all's concern. Worry about the people coming to us.
Okay, fair enough. Back to commanders and radios.
Alright. You two continue your firing into the masses, and what do the trenchy boys do?
If there are any wounded super close to me, I'm going to.
Oh, surely.
I'm going to begin tending to them. I'm going to begin tending to the nearby wounded.
Miriam, with his SMG in hand, is going to start just working his way through the trenches, shooting any and all elves.
Okay. Alright. Your healing efforts, Haas, you find do help out a good margin of the wounded you find. Unfortunately, at least a few of them, upon realizing that they've been healed, pay no mind to you. They pick up their weapon and continue fighting, and some of them probably get shot and killed as well. Yeah.
War never changes.
Jack, you make your way down the trenches, and you take your shots, and you tend to allowing for the men that were in melee to pick up their weapons and do much the same, or to keep firing over the trench. This does change the situation, at least here, allowing for those men there to be cleared up.
Miriam MVP.
Because Augustus did nothing.
Meanwhile, back on the hill.
Back on the hill.
Back on the hill. The two of you notice that there are slight movements nearer to you.
Are they from behind or besides us, or are they from front?
They are from, I'll say the southwest-ish.
Okay. I'm going to just swing over with my scope and look about what is going on.
You notice that there are, upon looking, you see that there isn't really too much that's odd. It's just you think you've seen a couple of elves or so running over here, honestly, they looked kind of like deserters.
How's that fire progressing? It should be in around the same direction.
Right. You look up at the fire and it has somewhat spread, but it's honestly not that fast.
Okay. Are there still troops running through the fire? Can I assume that's deep, or is it somewhat shallow still?
The fire?
Yes.
There's people avoiding it. You think you saw one guy, as soon as you ran up to it, turn back and yell, behind him about it. But then it's not spread too far. Can you hit him?
Yes.
You will have tried, and you will have failed.
I'm going to cease tending to the wounded for a moment.
Alright.
Marin is going to
Miriam.
continue to work. Is continuing to work his way down the trench.
I'm going to begin helping him.
Okay. Miriam.
Yes.
And Augustus. The two of you make your way down the trench. By the way, I should say that I started streaming, and no issues thus far.
Good.
Hold on, let me include my audio. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yep.
It mine's included.
Hey, we get some audio for the gunfire. You hear the fireworks in the middle of November?
No.
I heard it. I heard it.
I heard it. I'm to
Why?
be helping Miriam for a second, and then I'm going to think to myself, Josh, there's still just drones of them running through the field, right, towards the trench.
There are many making their way, yes.
Yes. So I guess this is going to begin throwing some smaller fireballs than what I threw into the forest. I'm going to begin throwing fireballs in the field everywhere. Just start sprinkling them.
Something I'll say about the field is that it is nearer to the trench. It is blackened already. This place has seen fighting for a while.
Okay. Never mind that was kind of okay. So instead of doing what I was saying I was going to do, instead what I'm going to do is basically send a wave at about chest height of energy through the field.
Okay.
Right.
Ambient sound is good, but not that loud.
Is that good?
Lovely. Yeah, it's quite nice. So, you attempt. When is doing that? You cast your spell. Is
Turn
it?
it down.
You cast your spell, and you see that some amount of elves have been forced back, as though a grenade had went off nearby. And
Easy targets.
what was that? Sorry.
I said easy targets for the old start.
I'm sorry, I've been paying attention more to the fixing the audio. I'm sorry, what happened?
I sent a big energy blast through the field and knocked a good amount of elves off their feet. And we're back, staggered them.
I mean, yeah, hit them if I can,
It was comparable to having a grenade go off near them, but without the shrapnel. It may have just killed a few of them or broke some bones, who knows?
Yeah, they just got whooped. Well, if possible,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not an honorable soldier, hit them while they're down.
If you happen to see any, it would be you killing them and not just random guys that are already firing from the trenches. Anyways, the two of you, I imagine, are going to continue down the trenches, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Whilst this is occurring, Cameron, whilst firing into the west, you hear something. You hear something in a non-your language. It is... you see a bunch of elves dressed up in leaves charging your position.
No, you wheel
No.
around the 50 cal.
Yeah, Cameron.
They're not
They'll
too
have to
far.
climb
You've got a
up-
little bit
You'll
of
have
distance.
to climb up the truck to stab you with their damn bayonets.
I'm going. Well, assuming as Wickscott was, I assume, preparing for this fuck announcement, I'm going to scramble to the truck and grab my rifle, the AR, and get into a defensive position near the truck to go help out. Or sorry, on the truck to help out.
You more or less form a one wagon fort in atop this small hill. And Cameron, you begin firing upon the leaf-covered knife ears. And Riley, you nicely grab your gun and you point over and start trying to shoot him yourself.
I'll tell you what, I hope the girls
Kim-
have some good old black paint for those leaves, because otherwise, here soon, they won't blend in.
Are they concentrated at all?
They are like the other forces, mostly spread out.
They're all spread out? There's not any really concentration?
There
I
are
mean-
small groups, of course.
Okay, who can do a good China-like impression?
No, that's not it.
Oh.
Thunk. So you fire your grenade launcher into the boys. You have clearly hit some. Yes. And they have died.
This would
Cameron,
be the
you
last.
fire.
That's right, but this would be the last of my launchable grenades. By the way, I probably only have like 3 left, so I'm going to pummel these ones into the boys, and then continue firing with regular.
You get pretty good hits. And the two of you fire your guns. Cameron, you manage to look down and shoot a good few. A good lot, I should say. But largely they have advanced a bit closer to you. Or a good bit. Meanwhile, in the trenches.
Would you guys mind radioing us and telling us that your position's being assaulted? I'm going to take my attention to the men approaching the trench, and I'm going to look over to where the position is that we were holding previously, Josh, from the trenches, but I have a good line of sight, at least to an extent, on some of them.
You could peek your head over the trench and you could probably see.
I'm going.
Peeking your head over the
Yeah,
trench.
that's peeking your head over the trench, Hoth. You're our medic. You might not want to do that.
I'm going to ask you all. Hold on, I'm going to barely peek my head up, just get a look, see, and then go back down. Just look for a second, maybe tops.
Just peek up.
Honestly, I doubt that they have any snipers. You should be fine.
I'm going to peek for a second, get a good look at what's going on, and then duck again.
Okay, you get a peek up. You look around, you scan what's going on, but eventually, within these few seconds, somebody with a gun somewhere fired in the area, and you instinctively drop back down.
Okay, could I gauge the distance to the enemies charging the truck? At least to an extent.
You got a good enough view on what you can see, yeah.
Ah, yes. I'm going to conjure a fireball or two. And I'm going to lob it into that field.
You lob a fireball into the field, and it is a bit explosive, and it starts a fire.
Where did it hit about? Could you place down a campfire or something, Josh?
Fucking... Yeah, let me... Yeah. No, actually, yes, something like that.
I'm going to peek and see where it hit.
You peek up, but upon peeking up, somebody seems to have taken note of your position, and you get to instinctively duck down before you get hit.
Did I at least see where the hit was?
Just about where your head was.
Well, no. The hit of my fireball. Could I see
Of
where
your
it
fire. You did not have enough time to glance over. You saw that there was smoke coming from somewhere around there, though.
Alright, I'm gonna give it another one.
Starting to come. Okay. You gambling?
Yeah, you could hit the technical.
I know, that's what I'm
Possible.
thinking. I'm getting like... You might end up burning half of your team.
You going to cast?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it another one. I'm gonna aim further this time.
Conjure up a... You conjure up a flame ball. You look over, and as you're about to throw, you get hit in the arm, and the cast is ruined. You do not lose any magical energy for this, but you have suffered a hit to the arm. It is a solid one. It's not taking your arm off
I
or
don't
nothing.
know if it was throwing a fireball at Kyle Rittenhouse. Jesus Christ. I'm going to begin healing up my arm.
If it was Kyle Rittenhouse, you wouldn't be alive.
True. Actually, the guy who shot in the arm is alive, but nonetheless, I'm going to heal my arm.
Alright. The bullet has clearly gone through.
I would hope.
You patch... Yeah, you patch your arm.
Good.
I guess you might
Arium
want to save some
continues to
fireballs
clear
for
trench.
Yeah, you might want to save some of your magical energy, because it's only very early in the battle. We can probably handle our position on the hill. Plus, I assume that, I just want to ask, that fire, is it beginning to spread a little bit more, Josh?
Actually, it is starting to die out.
Fuck.
Come on, gust of wind. Come on, gust of wind.
I'm going to
Well,
ask
let me roll to see if
Salem-
it's a windy day.
Hold on. I'm going to ask Salem and Wixcott over the radio if I need to move back to their position and help reinforce.
Before I respond, I'm gonna look around. What's the site of things? Yeah, with the bomb charge we're dealing with at the moment.
Well, there's still a good lot of them, more than you could probably handle by yourselves.
Are we making a dent, and are they getting closer?
You're dealing with a good amount of them, but they are starting to get a little too close for comfort. And
you guys
as
should get
time
out of
goes
there.
on, you start to see.
Yeah.
As time goes on, you start to see men coming this direction. Clearly, this was planned before.
Alright, it's time to get into the technical and throw down the smoke grenade. Yeah. More gun, more getting the fuck out of there. Scott is going to swing back his rifle over his shoulder, his broken ancient shoulder, and clamber into the technical.
I recommend that you move the technical somewhere over here.
Where are you at?
Behind the trench line.
Mm-hmm. I think we should make a less drastic move. I think over here would be better.
Yeah, except for that.
That's way open.
If you
You
moved
guys
it
have to
over
keep
here,
in mind
not only is
about-
it open and exposed from the hill, if they were to push in on this area and this part would be cut off from your escape, we would have to abandon the technical here
Okay, fair enough.
because
We'll
we're
move back
trapped
there.
in the trenches.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I would say we gotta be careful
so-
with the trenches. Also, you guys need to be careful about how you leave the technical in the open. All it takes is one anti-vehicle crew
Yeah, no, I know.
for the technical to disappear.
Yeah. Arma has
Because-
not
hold
Cameron
up,
and
hold
I
up,
well
hold up.
that
Hold on. Just because they're in piss poor shape does not mean that one of them, out of this entire army, is not still equipped with a rocket launcher of some sort.
or some sort of anti-tank weapon, grenade launcher, like it just
Grenades.
vehicle grenade.
it only
Just
takes
grenades.
it only takes one 40 Mike to hit the truck, and
It's fucked. If nothing else, it's disabled.
yeah, it's
and both
Which-
of you have shrapnel.
if
Yeah,
I'm not
you see,
close, you'll be disabled.
that is not nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if Augustus isn't close by when it hits, you'll be disabled.
I'm warning you guys to stay. I'm warning you guys to get used to the idea of us losing technical in this battle. I hope we can bring it up, but
My concern is losing you all with the technical.
fair enough.
Technical is replaceable. If you guys get hit by an RPG while in the technical, there's actually a legitimate chance that one of you could die.
Yeah, just get a stim pack.
And Josh,
we
and
have a
fact,
few.
no, listen. And in fact,
Yeah.
Josh will allow us to die. That will happen if we make bad decisions.
Well, he did say that he would give us like a chance or something to roll or whatever, but yeah,
Well,
I know.
but it's a
I
fucking like.
know. I know. I'm aware.
Just because we get a saving
Okay.
throw doesn't
Happy.
mean that.
Let's end this.
Just
Let's
sever
end
the
this
lower
here.
half of your body.
We're moving back.
Yeah. Alright. So can Miriam get a turn, please?
Yes. They had a degree of urgency that took precedent.
We'll
But
hold
yes.
on. Did
Yeah,
we get back to
Miriam-
that position?
Miriam.
Right? Or we're moving there now?
Well, I will say that on your way back, there are more gunshots hitting like the side of the vehicle, but nothing seems to be piercing too bad.
And technical is somewhat armored, isn't it? It's an armored
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Armored against small arms.
Yeah, we should be alright.
But yeah, anything above like a 308 will almost definitely make it through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, moving away. Anyway, sorry, Marion, your turn.
So
Or an energy-based weapon. That's anything bigger than a pistol.
yeah, Miriam is just going basically full Rambo mode and trying to clear these trenches and help out all the soldiers. He's going to just try to work his way across this entire trench line, basically.
Okay.
I guess this is doing minor triage, probably some with and some without magic. Mostly without. If he is using magic, it's for bad things, yeah, like broken limbs, like mending bones, things like that. Those are the only things he's wasting his time with. Because I can patching up gunshots are nice, but if you can still fight with the gunshots, then you're still gonna fight with the gunshots.
Yeah, and
You can't fight with a broken leg.
some soldiers are beyond saving, so
Yeah, and I'm doing what I can for those and leaving them otherwise.
Adrenaline.
So,
I'm also going to be helping Jack clear the trenches. In between helping.
you will be, yeah, you will likely, because of your efforts, be lagging just behind him.
Yeah.
Miriam, down the slightly winding trenches, you make your way through. Before directly engaging, you typically tend to fire. But you make your way to this grouping here, and they are engaged in a firefight with the side you're on and the other. They are trying to take things. You can see that due to their positioning being here, a few of them have already gotten behind here. Not too many, but it's not as though they couldn't make a difference.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just interject here. Are we at this position yet, Josh, or are we still moving here?
You are almost there, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, so Miriam is going to engage with them.
All right. You, as well as the humans just behind you, that have decided to come help you out, begin to engage, and you successfully take down a good few. However, you do take a hit to I don't know where the area just below the
Oh,
primary
shoot.
part of your rib cage, not the stomach.
Josh, also another thing.
Alright.
Whilst I am moving behind Miriam in between triaging soldiers and defending myself, of course, I'm going to be removing the ears of the elves and shoving them into a sack. What's that in my
Your
bag?
sack.
When possible, just slice them and dice them.
Bag, which disconnect them.
Don't waste energy.
Just
Hey,
use them as like a
that much.
salad. A non-vegan salad.
Yeah,
Money's
Yeah.
not worth a fireball.
and
Once again, Riley,
I'll specify.
you overestimate how much energy it really takes just to do something that simple.
I guess so. I don't want us to be halfway through the battle and you're like,
He's not
basically-
Gonna, yeah, no, that won't
Yeah.
happen.
Jack.
yeah, the bullet shouldn't have done very much damage, considering.
I don't know of any
do have
organs that are
decent
right
armor.
there.
Here,
Oh,
we're
Yeah, actually,
That's right, huh?
you gotta keep in mind.
Who got
Like,
hit?
what was
Did
he
you get
shot
hit?
with?
I
Yes.
got hit. Yeah, I'm fine though.
Yeah. So
Miriam is
just a
fine.
lot of pressure, just smacking
Yeah.
you. So that
Yeah,
kind of
no,
sucks.
no, it
but you're good.
hurts. It hurts, and I'm definitely bruised. But Miriam is now 110% fine with it. He's done training with the sword. He's been hit with practice swords plenty.
He's taking hits. Yeah.
Yeah. So he clears out these guys right here, right? And
Well, it takes some time, and with some fighting, sure, yes.
well, they seem to retreat back this direction. Like the ones.
Some of them.
Yep. So Miriam, seeing this, is going to throw a grenade over the side of the trench into over here.
Okay. You, are you going to try to peek around to see the effects, or?
After it goes off, yes.
Okay, you look around and you you see that there is flashing towards you, and you instinctively jolt back. You were able to catch some body parts with your eyes, though.
So
Okay.
by this point, I'm assuming we are. The truck is here, right? Because this is right down fucking Carnival Lane, and Wickscott is going to radio over to Miriam. You may want to get out of the way and tell.
He would have almost no clue that Miriam would be there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway, I'm going to tell Salem to go ahead and spend some magazine on that section of the trench if I do see the elves running down, which I assume I would.
You managed to catch a glimpse, yeah? And they do have a good little bit of view for you. Yeah. So, you're firing, yes? So you fire and you seem to cut down most of the guys still running back here. Miriam, you can tell that some of them are still back here, but likely only small, you know, little teams of like 2 guys or so, just running about. Again, not insignificant, but not as significant by any means. In all likelihood, they'll try to make their way to the city, which is already a hellhole. Hello?
Hi.
Hola.
Okay, yeah. There. Just odd for there to be 0 response there.
Well, I mean... Oh no! Anyway.
Oh no.
Well, I'm waiting for somebody to say, "Can I do this?"
Okay, well,
I
we
guess
just
this is
fired...
to set his own clothes on fire and be done with it all. I'm just
Alright, well, Wickscott is good. I'm assuming, so, the most, Salem took care of most of the guys rushing down this way who had a good view on us, right? At least there's...
Yeah.
Okay.
any that made it through are not going to be bothering you for a while. So
Yeah, well,
Their kids might.
that's for sure. Wixcat is going to once again dismount and grab Z14 and begin basically doing his former job yet again of attempting to take out anyone of importance looking who's rushing still kind of towards the trench line, and I'm going to try to instruct Salem that if they're down there holding off that, we should make sure they're not getting any reinforcements.
I'm assuming, Josh, that most of the men in the trenches that can fight, that me and Jack are leaving behind, are continuing to use the trenches for cover and firing at the approaching enemies. Since we basically cleared this side of the trench at this point, that should be basically all they're doing.
more or less.
Yes.
We
continue collecting elders.
You hear, carboys. You hear some clarity within the radio. The screaming has died down a bit, and now there are orders coming from HQ, ordering retreats at very specific sections of the trenches in the south and east.
Yikes.
Well, we've at least held a little bit of the western front, it seems.
If nothing else, a delay to keep some of these guys alive. There seems to be, at least on the west, there seems to be a somewhat lesser number of them than before. It is distinctively lesser.
How is the forest looking?
Okay, the fire.
The forest, yeah, with the fire made some distance, but by now, it seems to be the case that for one reason or another, it has died down for the most part.
Oh, well, this just won't do. I'm going to do the same thing, but to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left.
I just want everyone to remember what it sounds like when Cameron is shooting the machine gun.
Pow, 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 pow.
Nice.
Do you have a giant fireball exploding and spreading everywhere?
I'm sure there's one somewhere.
Alright, so, hold on.
I'll go
As-
watch Full Alchemist and record a clip.
I assume I'll be able to kind of see it, as it's going up for a second. I guess this is fireball, correct?
Oh yeah, no, you'll see it.
But will I be able to, glimpse it while it is still kind of in midair? No, I'm not. Is it bright, and can I come somewhat see
Very.
it within... Okay.
Yeah,
It is very
it will be noticeable.
You ever played Battlefield 1? I'm looking for lens flare in the trees. Something hit, fucking, what's his name earlier, and I'm gonna counter snipe if I can. If I can locate any of the fuckers hiding in the tree line, I would like to eliminate some cowards. Do not, bring up the hypocrisy of this statement.
I was about
quite
to say.
Anyway, Josh, does he see any lens flare?
In a way or another, I guess you've drawn some fire, but it doesn't appear to be the case that lenses are being seen.
Okay, then. Well, in that case, back to the commanders and their friends. Oh, also, anyone who looks like they're way too kitted out for this, you know, like, just absolute, like, not necessarily chunky monkeys, but, the dudes who were definitely way too excited for this battle and, brought along their entire family farm, missing the fucking sink on this battle. Maybe anyone carrying overt amounts of explosives, RPGs, yeah. Anyone who seems a little...
Looking for
Cameron is
people with extra
Lachanka,
equipment.
Riley is Glaz, Jack Oryx,
No.
I am Ying.
I am Ash.
Actually, fair enough.
I am currently entry fragging us.
I'm Doc.
They said it could not be done.
Said it was designed for tanks.
Fucking lasers.
Laser sights.
Fucking lasers. I thought I had some fucking arrogant smoke EMP right now.
Continuing on.
You know what we
what
could
is
use
happening?
is like an arrogant main battle tank.
I'm going to.
That would be fun.
Wait, the trench busters? Like one of the trench busters?
Well, dude, a trench clearing arrogant tank right now would be. Oh my god.
A liberator or two would be nice.
Delete.
delete.
Anyway, Josh, what is going on?
Right.
Actually, hold on.
So-
Actually, wait. I would like to radio the comms themselves. I should be able to get a transmission there. I'm going to inform them that the Western Front is holding.
They probably already know that.
Okay. Likely. It wouldn't hurt to say, I guess.
I'm going to notify them that the Western Front is holding. We have not taken one step back, and that we are going to continue to do so until the threat has been fully eliminated. Over.
Actually, I'm gonna.
HQ says thanks.
Do I pick this up?
Can you?
Yes, if you have the radio channel on, then yes, you would hear it.
Okay. See, do elves have any? No, I wouldn't need to do that. I'm going to change my radio back to all frequencies and give out the message. The Western Front needs more reinforcements. The South and East are holding.
Why?
Draw.
Oh, no.
No.
You said change the sequence, didn't you?
Yes. Go to. Yes. AKA the elves who might listen to this and
You should
bring some
change
pressure
it.
off the other fronts.
Yes, but Iron Man might also hear this.
They're getting way too many conflicting reports from the other side of
And
that.
you don't even know if the elves speak our language. Actually, it's been specified that they don't.
They don't.
So,
No, okay, fine. Well, I mean, they might
you
still.
know that a handful have to.
Well,
because
yeah,
I talk to
obviously,
them,
but-
but
They,
actually a
well,
good idea.
they might have anyone at all attempting to code break, and if that gets through, it can't hurt.
I still think that it would be better if we just didn't.
You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway.
okay.
no, just an elf comes out of the radio. Like,
Honestly,
Josh.
there's at least, you know what? Canonically, there's at least one elven mage somewhere in the universe that can shift through radios.
Josh, can I magically close Riley's mouth?
I don't think you know that kind of spell.
And I don't you know that I'm about to do this, do you? Can you magically
Maybe I can.
fucking read my mind?
You could learn to.
Actually, if I looked into that type of magic, yes, indeed, I could.
Well, can you right now?
No.
No.
Then it doesn't
That's-
matter.
mind
I'm
reading is a
going
challenging
against your guys'
task.
judgment because
Yeah, no,
literally
it
can't hurt.
requires a pretty strong...
Especially because I'm saying, oh yeah, the South and East are holding. That is entirely like misinformation because there's no way that they're going to take that as like anything serious. At least because they know that our forces are pulling back.
not necessarily.
yeah, no, not necessarily.
I mean, fuck. I meant command. I meant the people on our front will all know that the South and East are not holding, and so it's one piece of
Not
conflictory
necessarily.
information.
Yeah,
They're
again,
on
not-
those
not
fronts,
necessarily.
They won't.
Yeah,
In fact,
like,
our extra resources in the main area might not have a singular clue that is the case. And hear your broadcast and think, okay, well, we need to dedicate our resources there then, since the other two sides are holding. It's in us reinforcements, and the other two sides get overrun.
I hear
It's
you
a
guys'
really
arguments.
poor idea.
Go ahead and do it, I guess. You already said that you weren't going to listen to us, so.
Could you not?
I,
Why?
don't know, I think it's fair. You did say you weren't going to listen,
Alright.
which is fine.
Well, you know what? I guess I won't do it then. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Salem, you should do something now. It's around your turn.
Okay, sorry. But, well, no, I didn't do it. I know, but like it just ended up sounding like that.
Well, now I'm not doing it.
Well, no, I'm
Anyways,
not doing it.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There is. It is still less than before. Less than when it started, but there are still elves charging.
Actually, that's important.
Yeah. Some of them have taken position upon the hill, and they are
March.
apparently some of them are starting to dig.
I'm curious. Josh, I'm curious.
They're curious.
By technicality, the heart beating is a creation of mechanical energy, is it not?
No, he's no, Haas is completely
Hold
correct.
on.
It is. Electrical
So
energy is
you are
produced.
creating mechanical energy by your heart beating. Yes.
Yes.
Therefore, someone who is quite involved in magic involving the manipulation of energies could theoretically stop one's heart from beating.
Yes.
Depends on what kind of. Hold on. It depends on what kind of energy you've invested into. Bioenergies
Also,
can
elf
be
hearts might work
distinctified.
differently.
Well, if I've invested into healing energies, I've probably invested in.
In terms of energies, it's probably what you will have invested in is almost certainly more just force or something equatable, something equivalent to like Asian energy concepts like chi.
Okay. Okay. So, can I break someone's spirit then?
Huh.
Could I
That would take a
technically
lot,
hurt
but
morale?
sure.
Mm.
You could learn that.
I'm sorry, I'm
but,
not
like,
saying I'm
okay,
going
hold
to
on.
do this. I'm just thinking about
Okay,
the way
okay.
things work.
Yeah,
Because
but-
it's an
yeah,
interesting
yeah,
concept.
you could
But
learn
just so you
that.
know,
It takes a
stuff like that and stuff like sending out large shockwaves of energy like you did before actually takes a lot. You like doing something that isn't concentrated and with any like amount of power actually takes a lot of energy to do.
Anyway, we can continue.
But yes, theoretically, you could learn to break the will of another man just by manipulating it. Hold on.
Wait for torture, but I don't know about right now, Haas.
Well, I was just thinking about energies.
No, I want to reiterate that.
Of course you
Wait
were.
for torture.
Derger.
I mean,
Honestly,
Okay.
that's one of the reasons that the fireballs are just generally speaking better. Or just manipulation of things like fire in general. It's a lot more concentrated, and it's not.
okay, well, let's
science
move on.
results.
Does it seem like I'm making any progress kind of deorganizing these forces? I mean, I've been shooting at, commanders and radio
Probably nothing
operators.
notable.
Well, yeah, but there might be, forces that kind of don't know what to do, running off in certain directions, concentrating too much in one place and not enough in another. Like, is there any of that that's kind of visible?
Nothing particularly visible. But if nothing else, you've delayed certain units a little bit,
Enough.
or what look like units, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you fire into them, but for whatever reason, your shots are mostly hitting the hill itself.
Mm-hmm. You said they're
Getting a
digging.
little hotter.
You said they're
Yeah,
digging.
They're
correct?
starting to. Yeah, they're starting to dig.
Okay. The ones who seem to be
Not
digging.
all of them.
Goodbye.
Actually, Yeah.
Anyone laying down,
They're
anyone
on
who would
top
be
of the
harder.
hill digging, Josh?
Anyone with a
Some of
this is gonna sound like a bad idea, but anyone with a decently small profile on the hill, I'm going to be aiming at them, so that Cameron has a better chance of hitting. So since Cameron has a better chance of not hitting them, I have a better chance of hitting them. So I'm going to try to make up that gap.
Okay.
At this point, have me and Miriam cleared the trench, at least on this side.
For now, until the next wave hits.
We should move on around to the other side and support them.
Yeah, well, I don't know why exactly this is, but it looks like they're good.
I mean, they just one their melees at the time.
Ask us, maybe? We have a pretty clear line of sight overall.
Ask Gus.
I don't.
I know you said ask Gus.
Miriam doesn't have a radio.
What? Why doesn't he?
When did we all get radios?
Why talk about
We've
this
had
earlier?
radios.
Yeah. I brought this up specifically earlier before this battle started that we would all have some form of radio, and Haas confirmed it. Josh seemed fine with it.
Josh told us we had radios before the last job we did, that we would have some basic form of radio communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
And you should have put it on, but you should have both, if not memorized, maybe preset both the private frequency we're using as a squad and the major frequency that HQ is sending out. So you can talk to either. Check.
What's turn?
You can ask us and we can tell you
I mean,
what the other
I'm not
trench
sure.
is looking like. I would be
Can
able
you?
to swing my scope over and look. Yes, we may not be fully inclined, but we'd at least be able to see gunfire and melee coming from the side of the trench if it needed it. Forces retreating, getting into the trench, etc.
Okay. Miriam's gonna radio in and ask what the situation is on the other trench.
Looking now.
The other trench on the west. You can see that it has that the fighting is directed out from the trench, but it looks like there's a noticeable gap in the line.
Alright, I'm gonna radio them back. There's a gap in the line, but it seems that they're holding.
Actually, Miriam, being tired of this bullshit, is gonna come over here, and then is going to hop out of the trench over this little bit and jump into this part of the trench.
Okay. You hop over and well, yeah, no, there's no issue.
Okay, he's gonna.
There were
search over
clearly
here.
gunshots directed in your direction. None of them hit.
He's gonna search into this back area.
I'm going to move through the trenches and clear them. Back this way. If there's any enemies there, I'm going to get rid of them.
If there were, they will have gotten pretty far away by now.
Okay, so I'm clear to just move through here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to maneuver around about right here.
Okay.
You step on a mine and die, the end. No.
The end. The rest of us, the rest of us die of grief.
Yeah, everybody dies.
You almost find your wives afterwards.
The cities just get nuked.
They decided to say fuck it on this front and just nuke everything.
Sorry, it's sure, like it.
And Archduke appears.
Yeah, right.
The super soldiers of the universe arrive, they nuke the city and fuck off.
One of the
They
archdukes
sensed a
thinks that
disturbance.
one of my archdukes thinks that he wants the city to go away, and it does. It just ceases to exist.
They the super soldiers of the world,
Combines
they
the
show
SOG
up, they
already
detect that
planted and your
there's
assholes go off.
O'Reilly.
the
No,
no,
this isn't the time. Stop. Don't even start. Don't. No. No.
the super
Can I
soldiers
not
of the
be
universe
sarcastic?
appear
Not
all
here,
on a
Riley.
single ship above this place, and they detect a disturbance, an energy of some sort that reminds them of the people who rule the countries, and they decide this can't be right, and they destroy everything.
Anyway, so what is the situation looking like, Josh?
The situation, at least here on the west, it seems mostly stable for now. At least as close as this place gets to stable.
Miriam is gonna hop over this piece of the trench and hop over into this side where Augustus is.
You guys haven't heard anything over the radio, but you hear that, well, actually, you can probably see a little bit that the southern regions of the city are popping with gunfire and small explosions.
Yeah,
So they're in the
that was
cities.
literally.
They're probably pushing through the trenches or finishing up with that.
Yeah, Josh, you should like move back the blocks to where they should
Yeah,
be.
we wouldn't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
I just haven't because I just haven't.
We wouldn't
for
know
fog of war
exactly where
purposes.
they're at, but by gunfire alone, we'd be able to approximate at least the southwest portion of the front and how it's going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has command given any orders at all to the western troops?
To the western troops, not just yet.
I mean, it's so much easier to fight defensively in urban areas, so if possible, I mean, we have no sway, and I feel like asking command to do shit is literally just gonna be fucking Colonel Shoe if you ask to
The
give
bad news
forlorn
bears.
troops. Yeah, it's just gonna be fucking, how dare you, fucking suggest where I move my redeployments, like, you know, stuff. Then again, honestly, I think
Fucking mercenary.
then again, honestly,
Honestly, I'm tempted to just go for a fucking Hail Mary and have Miriam start praying to the gods of his planet.
I think, alright, honestly, Augustus being the fucking medic hero of the trench line might have enough sway, both of you guys being the absolute heroes of the Western Front, to tell these troops to move back to this trench line, maybe, which would be
So
better.
I would honestly guarantee you, if we were telling them
Yeah.
to, they would listen.
Yeah, Miriam, Augustus and I literally would just run across the trench and be like, fall back!
No.
No,
We would,
that isn't
we would,
necessary.
we would
Augustus would
literally
just think it, and they would know.
Very more importantly, we would have to make sure it's done unit by unit calmly while Salem gives them cover fire, so that we don't get overrun while we're pulling back. And I think we should, I think we should start doing that right now.
Okay.
But we're not going to get paid if we don't ask command, so I am going to attempt to radio through the chaos and ask permission to begin pulling troops back
I'll be back in like
To-
1 minute.
to HQ.
HQ does not give any kind of response.
Alright.
They're dead.
It looks like it's time to take it upon ourselves.
What's the city dude?
Eklan.
I'm going to radio to the HQ. As a hired mercenary of Eklan, I take upon myself as a technical government employee to command the local forces in the area to pull back. Thank you, and have a nice day.
It is not at all how you should have worded that.
It probably doesn't. I will say now, it probably doesn't matter. Official orders don't exist anymore.
Yeah, this is just a clusterfuck. But I can see no reason in hell why command would not want to pull back this front since it's doing so well, and since everything else is not. If anything, these troops should be better defending the flank around here to make sure that a breakthrough doesn't happen and the elves don't cut off this entire front from reinforcement. Encircling and giving a very open fucking passageway straight into the center of the city without any resistance.
Alright, so, Jack,
Yeah.
I think it's time for me and you to start ordering the troops around here to pull back.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Josh has already recognized that we're going to do this and done it himself.
Yeah. Very specifically, if you heard what I was talking about earlier, I'm going to try to keep radio contact with both Miriam and Augustus while watching from the overhead and giving Salem firing directions to cover certain troop lines, slowly, unit by unit, group by group, pull them back, so that there's not just a massive charge to the back trenches.
Time for some trench warfare.
We've already been in that for a while now. Oh crap! And yeah. Do these forces have any high explosives?
The guys you're giving orders to, or
Yes.
other than probably grenades, none of them seem to have been using anything.
No. God damn it! No C4 nukes. I feel like we have.
I said I feel like Kellogg on the baddest bitch on the block.
Yeah, and you're ordering a bunch of absolute lobotomites.
These troops are not lobotomites.
Yeah, Josh.
They're experienced soldiers.
The problem is that, though, distinctive commanders anymore. The
Yeah,
distinction is
that's
gone.
the problem. And so we,
Yeah, distinction
looking out
left
of place, giving
probably
orders
months.
and being the heroes of the trenches gives them enough incentive to listen. And so they will
Yeah,
go
and
back at our request.
I feel like
wait a minute. You know what I just realized?
What?
The main avenue that half of their forces are going to be pushing down is this trench line, where Salem.
There's a reason I never
Gosh.
tried to move the technical.
They're moving into the trenches, which are nice. Can put some fireballs in those, especially the avenues of
Yeah,
advancement.
not
such as
not
one.
this one. Not this
No,
one.
no, no, not this one. No, no, no. Josh, I'm going to place some fire here, 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 and here.
That's a lot.
That'll take.
Yeah.
That'll either take a while. Yeah.
Sure, it can take a while. Fine, okay. Then we shall focus.
They gotta go over.
How about this? Josh, just right in this area.
Do you want to cast a fireball? Just the one? To stop any advancement there?
Yeah,
Okay.
slow them down.
You conjure something up. You throw it down. It seems to be burning there for a while. Tell you when it
Call me
stops.
Tachanka. Call me Capital.
Well, it seems like at least somebody has looked down the way, seen all the corpses, and decided that's a warning.
Yeah, because honestly, there's probably about 10 to 15 bodies in just limb
10 to
parts. In just
10.
limb parts. Because not only would the 50 cal just dismember most of the people it hits, my grenade also dismembered a good few of them. Yeah, this hallway is
This trench has gained the bloody mess perk.
Alright. With the fight being here, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
We've got them
Yeah.
on the run, on the run, on the run.
No,
Alright,
we
boys, pick
don't.
guns.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're kind of whooping them.
I'm just saying right now. Okay,
We're
If we
only
get-
holding.
if we're gonna fight through
That's all
the
we
city,
need to
if
do.
we need to fight. If we're gonna fight through the city if we can, but if it gets down to this courtyard, I say all hope is lost and we abandon towards the ship because we can't get trapped in here.
If it gets
It's a fight.
down to, I don't know. I don't know if it's
Yeah,
that long.
I don't.
If it gets to where if they've broken through the trenches all over and they're fighting in the city, it might be time to evacuate.
No. We can make the city work. In fact, I think the city is the
Oh,
best.
to an extent,
I-
Riley. But if we get to a point where we in fact are stuck in the city and cannot get out of it, then retreat is no longer an
obvi-
option.
Well, obviously, but okay. If shit starts coming around like this side, and it seems like we're going to get cut off on this part, on the more northern part of the front, then we will in fact dip out. But if it's only going to be from this direction, and a little bit from this direction, assuming HQ itself can hold, probably being the most defended area, I'm assuming we can kind of leave them to that. The city is going to be the absolute best place to defend in for us, as we have a very mobile vehicle, we have someone who is essentially a human flamethrower and medic, we have an SMG expert, and we have someone who's at least decently, good with removing people's skulls.
And there's Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron is
The heavy gunner.
technical. Yeah,
I fear
Cameron
that.
The engineer.
Cameron has most definitely gotten the most kills out of all of us here, with Miriam running up behind.
Yes, I'm playing utility.
Yeah, you're not. You'd definitely.
I'm not
those
fragging that.
those fireballs
Well, I mean-
are not doing damage for sure. But in fact, you might have probably killed a little bit more than me. But I don't know.
No.
I mean, well,
No,
actually,
no, you-
no, but it's probably somewhat close in comparison because of the fight
Yeah.
in the trenches plus the fire.
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly,
I don't think the
us,
fire killed
I don't
anyone.
know, because I don't think the fire has really killed many people at all. Possibly
If
nobody.
anything, it's just
Yeah, it has
just
killed
delayed them.
Josh has said on a few occasions that it has killed people in,
No,
especially in the fields.
The fire, you the burning forest. It's not killing anyone.
Oh well, no, of course not. I was referring to the fireballs.
The energy wave,
And
Like,
the
that
energy
probably
wave, I
killed
forgot that.
a few
Yeah,
guys.
that was
The energy
no,
wave
I-
probably killed a few guys.
It probably killed a couple of guys that are just put them down for the count.
Yeah. Plus, I don't know how well my shots have been hitting. I don't want to milk my character too much, but I should be a pretty good shot. Then again, I feel like I'm dipping into the territory of
Once
I'm
again,
amazing
I'm
at
playing
everything.
utility. I'm
Yeah.
being preventative. I'm
Yeah,
helping you
Miriam
all.
is only good at a certain few things right now.
Yeah.
That will
Do
change
you
over
guys?
time.
Yeah. Do you guys think I'm building at my character too much, or no?
Hero
Not
people helping
really. I mean, not really. I mean, you aren't good at close quarters combat. You
Oh, yeah,
are
no,
a
I don't.
drinker. You aren't exactly charismatic. You have quite a few downsides.
By the way, now would be the time to get a drink or take a piss or whatever, boys. In case any of you need to.
Actually,
Alright, Josh,
I'm
coming
coming
over.
Take that, yeah.
I'm gonna take both of those with you.
Oh no. At the same time.
I'm
Yep.
good, so I guess we'll just wait on Riley to come back.
Give everyone a minute. We've hit at least with my current stream. Michael, could you send me that? I'll just have part 1 and 2 of episode 4.
What have we hit, Josh? With your stream?
Just over an hour.
Let's see, we've been going for an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes.
Something like that.
Night is still young.
Well, not really for me. It's 1 a.m.
Night is still young.
The night's young until daybreak.
Yeah, technically he's got a point, but
Oh
still fucking-
god, you know what I've just
Not this.
realized? Tomorrow night
What?
is a school night for
You
me.
wanna play
Oh.
Boy tomorrow.
No, tomorrow I might. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'm only saying maybe because I might be occupied depending on what's going on my end.
Oh,
I
saw the
episode
answer
3
I
is
wanted.
uploaded.
I do not have my computer, nor can I obtain it due to my mother and sister having corona
Fucking finally.
and it being there.
I uploaded HYSE episode 1 is what I've just called it HYSE. I should refer to it as HYSE to
Humanity
specify,
Supreme. So is it being uploaded
Yeah.
to YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
I
is it
uploaded
the California
episode
streaming
1.
channel, or?
Which
Yes.
California. So not Anju.
No.
Can you send me that?
I uploaded episode 1 on September 3rd. I just uploaded episode 3 today. And what was your question, sorry?
So this other channel, is this like your main one?
It's the main one for this.
Oh, okay. What's it called again?
California
California
Streaming.
Okay.
There's a Virginian in the group. Shut up.
You fucking kid, you fucking niggers.
There's a song called California Streaming.
Yeah, really? No shit.
Yeah.
No, what?
Why do you?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that's
261 million views.
What?
Anyway, now that everyone's here,
I would have thought that either my
Yoshua,
mom or my papa would have told me about that. I don't think
Yoshua,
that-
status update.
Anyway, I had a question.
Yeah, can you link
but-
me to the channel, Josh?
Go
Yeah,
ahead and
just
just
go ahead and bring it.
California
Pause
Dreaming
first.
faggot.
Just
Okay.
get off. Get off first.
Oh.
Hey, let's
I did. Don't tell me it's hard. I know.
do
what
not
I
get.
found it.
Okay. Stop milking the. Stop twisting your panties, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Josh, have
Yeah.
has there, while we've been fighting, while we were going around earlier, is there any like big artillery pieces or anti-tank guns, like 6-pounders, anything around the city at all? That looks like heavier artillery.
Well, the buildings clearly look like there was at some point, but it doesn't sound like it or look like it anywhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just hoping to find a magical munitions stash so I can start planting buildings with shells, but it doesn't look like I'm gonna get that lucky today. Fine enough though, we'll recreate Stalingrad on our own time when we get to that point. Are anything else coming in from the radio about troops being moved back? Specifically, I want to hear about the situation with this HQ courtyard, if there's anything at all that tells us.
Yeah, the radios are nearing silence at some points. There's still clearly people saying things, but nobody seems to care that much, honestly. Except for what's going on in their immediate areas. It,
So there seems to be no longer any centralized command. That could mean HQ's been lost. If HQ's been lost, I don't
Not
know.
necessarily.
Yeah, if radio
yeah,
chatter,
you're on the other side of town.
yeah, if radio chatter is
Notice when
calling,
we radio the command looking for permission to move back, there was silence. The
Ah,
radio
yeah.
died down immensely. We haven't heard
Yeah, for all
orders
you
for
guys
a
know,
long
it could
time.
just have been gone for.
actually that is
Yeah,
important. Has anyone
but HQ has been overrun.
either been overrun or hit badly enough to the point that they're in combat too much to respond on radio? I don't think there's any sort of
Can't
command
really say.
centralized enough like that.
Yeah, so we're hearing on the radio.
Okay, well, alright, that's, we'll call out, we'll call out then. I'll call out to the, did we ever,
Fall out.
did I, did, Wexcott, while he was in the actual tent or building or whatever, ever get a glimpse at like a sector map by chance?
Sector map? No.
Alright. I'm just gonna call out in general to the southwest trenches. Anyone responding?
The southwest trenches.
That would be around here.
From not too far from you guys, yeah. You do get a response from at least one group, saying, yes, we are still present. Who is this?
This is
Western Trench.
Yeah, this is Captain White Scout for Western Trench. Bringing you all the
Morning,
news.
Western Trench.
Hey guys, this is Scott
Radio.
from the Western Trench. I haven't heard much from the Eastern Trench, but it's good to hear the Western
And now
Trench.
a word from our sponsor, Command.
Okay, I'm gonna call out Southwest. Have you gotten any orders from Command as a region?
The Southwesterners, or at least this group of them, they say, no, to our knowledge, nobody on this, on the west end of the southern trenches has said a damn thing about Command's orders. It's normal. I suspect you're the mercenaries?
Indeed. Who is the highest ranking officer among you?
Yeah, basically what Cameron says, except he says, that's long gone.
Alright.
It doesn't matter at this point, basically.
Yeah,
Think
you should radio to East Trench.
I was
East and
Okay.
south. East.
Okay, here's what I recommend we do. If there isn't any command right now, we should mock it up. At the very least, having West and Southwest communicating together would be good. So, I'm gonna tell Miriam over the radio to go look through the forces for anyone who is at all like an officer or something, lieutenant
Okay,
maybe.
So I'm going to the. Riley, we've been over this a few times now.
Everyone here
Right.
looks worn-torn and remotely similar.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
distinct difference.
Yeah, other than the command in the middle courtyard in the city and near the Capitol building, unless I go there, I will not find semblance of command.
Okay, so there's
No.
If they didn't get shot,
They were
didn't
assimilated
get
into the normal troops. Everybody is a grunt because it's dire. They don't have the luxury of ranking.
Okay, fair enough. I got like an eighth of what you were saying because I kept telling you to hold on because I was talking to my mom. Yeah. At the very least, if we could gather together some radio equipment in one of the non-destroyed, or at least somewhat non-destroyed buildings or tents on the outskirts of the city, maybe we can formulate at least a Western defense.
Riley, I came here to fight, not to play chess.
Okay.
That's not necessarily true. We don't need to play chess. We just need to focus on our front and find out as much as we can about the other fronts. Our job is not to manage the other fronts; it is to hold.
I'm not saying I'm gonna be going right there. I just want to, if possible, maybe have them set up their own form of a leg command, or at least, at the very least,
they don't
like
have
a
it.
radio switchboard.
Or they would have it
okay.
already.
Not necessarily true.
Riley,
obviously-
I think they don't have it.
Because command already fell. I realize that. I'm trying to.
Command hasn't fell though, Riley.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
yes,
To our knowledge, that's not the case.
No.
Or no,
That
it
group
is
of
the case.
group of soldiers just explained that not getting any orders from command and basically all contact being cut off with it during the battles is regular and normal.
Oh, did he say that? Okay.
Yes.
yes.
I don't know. I've been cutting in and out listening to my mom. She keeps looking for one of her cats. Anyway.
Oh.
So have a little bit of patience with me, please. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna ask the Eastern Front what's going on. and if anyone's responding there.
You catch someone, and somebody picks up. There's a lot of fucking loudness in the background, and you hear a hit, and the radio goes out.
Whew. Radio to the southeastern front. Out to southeastern front.
Someone picks up. Similar things happen, except there is no hit. Somebody says, and they yell it real fucking loud. What's going on?
Okay, no hope there. Alright, fine. Up to you guys now.
You know what? I think they're holding. I think it's okay.
Yeah!
Yeah, I think we should probably send Miriam as a runner.
So, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, no, yeah, the route he would take is just going through basically right here, just straight through the alleyways and over to, like, right here.
Okay, I kind of want to send Miriam, but I guess that's splitting us up even more. Do you want to go alone, Miriam?
No. Yeah, Miriam leaving you guys leaves, like, you guys lose your trench clearer. That's enough of a bullet, and you don't have to... And Miriam should be fine, as...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, remember, you are Miriam, so go ahead and do as you
Yeah.
were going to do.
Yeah,
Wick Scott is going to continue
Miriam
his game of Find King.
is going to do a jog.
Not apparently. Matter of fact, yeah, as I was gonna say. Matter of fact, it seems to be the case that they for the time being, they've probably hunkered down until further notice.
Ah, victory.
Okay.
Well,
You
the
know,
delay's good enough.
You know, that
Hold on,
might
hold
not
on,
be a
hold on.
good thing.
Does Augustus notice that they have kind of stopped pushing? It's obvious.
You can see that nobody's charging, yeah.
Okay, Augustus is going to tell them in. Those of you that can, but not all of you, rest a little bit. Take this time to snack on something. Grab a drink. Keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself ready. If you're wounded, do some triage. Stop dying. And those of you who are still able, grab a swig and get back on it. We need people at all times watching and waiting. If they push, I'll handle them.
Alright. Your commands seem to fall more or less on deaf ears, other than the injured, who try to make their way to you if they can. Though, good news is that a lot of dudes are already paranoid enough to be on point at all times. Matter of fact, some of these guys look like they haven't slept in a year. Always watching.
Throwing the Mojave almost makes it sure.
Well, I've done what I can. I'm going to continue looking for major injuries that would prevent people from fighting and tending as little as I possibly.
Oh, also. Oh, also.
Speaking of the hill
God.
lads, by this point. Oh, damn.
What?
Speaking of the hill lads, by this point, there seems to be something dug in to the hill.
Something as in
In entrenchment.
I guess since
so-
they're the only ones exposed right now, sorry, I'm just Wick Scott's gonna pot shot them.
You get a lucky hit on a couple of guys.
Good enough.
So Riley.
Yeah.
Is it just me where every time I hear like a female raider, like in Fallout now, all I can think of is. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, you're right. I didn't want to think about that.
Who's Revy? I forgot who Revy is. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, my bad.
policeman!
Ah, the New York Police Department.
NYPD!
Stop and frisk. Stop and frisk.
Hello, Cuomo.
Oh, no! Why is he leaving? I'm gonna call him. Oh, Lord, he's back. Okay, never mind.
You know, I still don't think it's a bad idea to attempt to mock with some sort of command in one of the buildings.
Anyway, did you guys hear the last thing I said? Oh, I basically said I was going to during the little peace period, only focused on putting up the magic tending to more mate wounds, and the rest of it I would save the basic field dressing. Wasn't going to
Packing bandage.
waste energy. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm not going to.
Packing bandage, field dressing, morphine.
I'm not going to waste
500 milliliters of
my
blood.
energy.
Just for context, I am the team medic in Arma.
You know, I feel like we all have
If
very
needed.
different. I feel like we all have different perspectives of what's going on here. Cameron is playing an arcade game. I'm playing that one mission in Black Ops where there's a bunch of Viet Cong rushing over the hill and you can kind of barely shoot some of them. HYSE is currently reenacting Hacksaw Ridge, and Jack is taken from him and decided to go and reenact 1917.
All the while, World War II is happening all over again. Oh, god damn it.
Oz is dying of death.
So Jack, as you run closer, you can hear that to the south and to the west, things are actually dead fucking silent. It's kind of it's kind of uneasy, actually, that is dead fucking silent. But the direction you're running, east, there is still loud gunfire. Lots and lots of loud gunfire.
I think it's time to make a pull back to the city.
Well, I don't know. Alright, so Miriam is gonna hop in these trenches and start communicating with people, trying to figure out what's going on.
So yeah, you make your way down. By the way, exactly north from your precise position there, you can see that what was as close to a bustling marketplace as this place was, is now even more silent. There are still clearly a handful of people walking around compared to before, but they're like moving cover to cover, walking around, unless like yesterday when they were, you know, going about just kind of down and out.
The center of the front has most definitely fallen. Jack, you're gonna get captured, I hope you know that. Be careful.
No.
A fucking another one? Ah.
Oh, shit.
That's a fucking bitch, man.
Yeah, you should watch the stream just so you...
Yeah. Alright. So, Jack?
So, what intel am I getting from the soldiers over here, Josh?
Well, they're surprised to see one of the mercenaries from the west over here, but you know, it's a bit of a change from the normal. They tell you that they're doing their normal thing here, but for whatever reason, the East isn't quiet yet. They have no idea why. My Twitch, what I'm streaming off right now might be the California Dreamin' account. No, yeah, it should be. California Dreamin' Live.
Did you ever send the link to Brainiac?
I'm not sure who came up with that name, by the way, but I love it.
Well, Riley, me, you, and Josh all put our brains together for it.
Did I help make it?
Yeah.
California Dreamin'.
Yeah, there's a link.
I have no... Wait.
Playing Battlefield 5 at the time.
Yes, no, you're right. You're right. That's,
Yes.
I remember
I
now.
believe all of us were.
I remember
Yeah.
attempting to turn around a mosquito bomber and thinking, oh, that's not that bad, and then crashing into a hillside.
Yeah, I can't find it when I look it up. I just find the shitty old music.
Shitty.
What do you mean,
Shitty
shitty old
old
music?
music. How dare
you,
How
you son of a
Dare
bitch!
you.
I
No,
I haven't even listened to this song. I just want to find the channel.
I'm playing it.
No, it is important. No.
Dreamin'.
It doesn't matter. You can't find it.
Yeah, I need to.
I've searched California Dreamin', channel, HYSE D&D episode 1. What the
Strange. I looked up HYSE D&D and I
There is
found
no-
how to play Megamind in Dungeons and Dragons. So yes, a link would be appreciated.
Yes.
Over Twitch or YouTube?
YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube link, I swear I should have put it here. Hold on. There it is. My bad. I don't have any icon for it or anything.
I remember thinking this whole time too. Every time you brought up California Dream, I was thinking like, when did they come up with the time to make that? I wonder. You know, that's a pretty good name. I like it. Y'all shouldn't trust me to memorize anything for this.
Oh my
Fair.
god. And
The first and second episodes are kinda shit. The third one has us arguing, but it's, you know, better. And, or the second
We're
one
always
too.
arguing.
We're always arguing over our argument.
we're always
That's the
debating,
thing.
arguing, mainly arguing. Yeah.
And this fourth episode is gonna be in 2 parts. It's a little bit all over the place, but you know, it works.
Fuck it, dude.
Alright, so back to the action. Yo. So,
Okay.
sorry. Miriam is getting intel that the East is gone silent, correct?
Oh, the opposite.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Lots and lots
Yeah.
of noise.
yeah, Miriam has now made his way over to the corner of the east. Here, Josh. So adjust the front as it would, or... Yeah.
Well. Oh. Oh no.
Wow, you've done well. Look, guys. You mean-
Not necessarily, it's only 10 o'clock.
I don't know about that. Okay. Well then let's...
That would be convenient.
I mean, look, guys, they got rid of... Oh. Well, Frankly, it's better news than I was expecting.
Well, time for Miriam to go to work.
You sure you want to do that
We're
alone,
off to
Jack?
save the trenches.
Miriam is good at
Trenches
close
of Oz.
range, but he's not a one-man army.
Could you imagine Oz engaging in trench
But you see,
warfare
the
with
thing
a
is,
Wicked
though,
Witch?
is that it isn't exactly super hard for Miriam to trench clear because all of the guys are already engaged in combat and everyone is spread thin, so they don't expect some random fucker with an SMG to just start capping all of the guys who are already in melee in the back.
Oh, I've got two.
Well, no, actually, the
That's
way to
illegal.
improve firepower with Miriam at this point would to be give him a gun akin to an AA-12.
Okay, let me explain. Do you know the context of that joke? Let me just. Do you know the context of that joke? Why I'm saying it's illegal? Or are you playing into my facetiousness? Okay.
It's fucking...
Facetious.
Facetious.
You did. I didn't.
Facetious is the one. Facetious.
So I fascist.
Fascist. Thank you. Fascist.
Fascist.
Oh, boys, they're, oh no, oh, this isn't good, oh.
Yeah, boys.
Alright. Well, yeah, Miriam
At
is
work.
going to start to try to help.
Like we're gaining more forces on the map.
Yeah, I mean, probably, honestly, probably the majority of our guys probably weren't even at the trenches to begin with. Because a
sense.
lot of our guys are civilians or people who own land inside the city, and we're probably
Not-
just waiting for this
Not-
to happen,
yeah.
for them to push us out of the trenches.
Not to mention, command wouldn't put everything in reserves. I don't know if reserves would exist in this situation, honestly, but they might be smart enough to not put all of their eggs in one basket. I know.
Okay, so, am I having success trying to help over here?
Oh, right. My apologies. I was booting up you.
I wish I had
No.
the tactical
No,
move.
it was a penis joke. But...
Oh, now I get this.
Ha, funny genitalia.
He thinks with the left side of their.
Okay, I have a big problem, I think, with the north side of my brain. If I spin around, I can give myself an easy concussion.
Oh, Michael, I just looked at the file and it says not virus scanned. Wow, you know that's real reassuring. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Josh, I just want to ask. I can't remember if we decided this was a more built-up area, or if I just went ham on this and you haven't classified.
You literally just went ham on this. You just decided to say, "Fuck it, dude," and then it put detail.
Would you say that that's a bit of a better area?
No.
I'm milking.
These are the Caracas
I'm-
slums.
Okay.
Like, no. Can't you see how like the
Caracas.
houses are built on top of each other and stuff? And
Yeah,
they steal all
yeah.
their power from the rest of the city. So
You know how many times I... Do you know how many times I blew up fucking Maracaibo and fucking Mercenaries 2 World in Flames? I fucked that city up. No.
Anyway, can we continue?
Fucking
And
this
is Miriam dead?
Miriam is not dead, and he is by himself trying to engage with a bunch of guys alone. There's no real pushing unless you want to be shredded, but you seem to be holding alone.
Okay, I'm going to throw a grenade and then run away.
Okay, well, you toss a grenade, it seems to be pretty effective. You ain't gonna hold forever.
encirclement.
Alright.
No. Eventually, if it goes on long, I'll say, Yamo.
Alright, Miriam's gonna. Yeah, Miriam's gonna come over to this little trench right here, and he's going to just start shooting at all of Steve right here.
Whenever one pops up, about half the time you hit him. Doesn't mean you kill him, but you hit him.
So, would you say I have another grenade? I've used 2 so far.
2. I can let you get away with the 3rd, yeah.
Well, he's gonna try to chuck it pretty far and hit back here.
Hit back there. You don't get it that. It gets probably somewhere around here. It doesn't appear to have killed anybody except for elves, though. So it allowed for a minor break in the line, I guess.
Miriam is fucking racking them up for.
Yeah, Miriam is probably overkilled Salem at this point.
Well, no. You see, he has a 12.7 caliber machine gun, so I've. It's okay. It's. Yeah, I misspoke.
No, machine gun. I'm talking about Salem.
Oh!
It's fine. It's fine.
No, we were referring to the technicals NG, the Dishka.
Shka.
And Miriam is going to continue to sit here and shoot elves and overrun, and then you will fall back.
Okay. Well, whilst that's happening, anything going on over here with you boys, you think? You have anything you'd like to do? Whilst there's silence? Again, it's mostly silence. You occasionally see, like, a gun moving over the trenches, but... You could try to shoot the gun, I guess.
I mean,
Waste of ammo.
it's a 12.7. You would destroy the gun.
No reason they couldn't pick it up off a, pick another one up off a corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just honestly, just shoot every once in a while to give them the fear of popping out of the trench. That's
Also,
what is important right
you
now.
know what, Josh? I do have a request for when it comes when we're doing this in the future. Just have like the MLC and Kiraki Republic or Kiraki Imperi or Irika, like one of the factions of Irika, just come in with a completely just overpowering force, like just stomping the miners.
Just something completely ridiculous.
Just give us
Well,
some fan
not
service like once.
Well, not necessarily like ridiculous, but basically one of our basically the lore would have been that one of our factions were helping this minor nation clear out their planet, and then the planet would become one of the Irakan or Kiraki planets.
Yeah, like just kind of something. If anything,
Because honestly, because that stuff would happen all of the time anyway. It's not
Yeah.
out of the ordinary.
if you don't think all of our countries would be incredibly interventionist and shit like this, you're just wrong. Wouldn't be. Sorry. So Miriam, you're somewhat near the big hunking command building. Look over in that direction. I just want to see its state.
Alright, Miriam is going to leave the trench and go over to the command building and start assessing the situation.
Not necessarily what I meant, but yeah.
Well, are you going to go inside of the building?
No, that sounds like a bad idea.
Okay, well, you take a look around the building a bit, and you see that the building itself looks more or less the same as it did yesterday. Maybe it wouldn't be something you could ever tell, but perhaps there's a more recent bullet hole or two.
Okay. Well, in that case,
You can't hear that much extra noise inside, though.
Okay. In that case, he is going to attempt to push open the door or knock.
Well, upon pushing open the door, a bunch of humans jump out just in case, and they see that it's the mercenary who walked in yesterday, and they realize, oh, not yet.
Miriam is going to inform them that the eastern trench and the southern, that the push is only the eastern trench at this point.
One of them kind of says with a moderate tone, "Sounds about right, huh?" The others don't really say anything.
I hate
They're
these
all just
guys.
waiting. Well, you've not been
Fatigue.
fighting for
Yeah,
months.
battle fatigue. That's what it is.
I have a very bad feeling. I have a very bad feeling in my stomach that by the time we're done with this, we're going to get fucked over by these guys, and I don't like that feeling.
I kind of doubt it, just because they don't
Fishy
seem like.
smelling it.
Well, they don't seem.
Fishy.
They don't. Shut the fuck up. they don't seem to be. They don't seem to be in a mood to be nefarious at all. Like they just seem desperate.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that.
I could probably say that you can see it in their eyes that anything other than their will to fight is gone.
Yeah, and honestly, with Miriam especially just running around and fucking gunning elves, and
Giving
the
orders,
fucking dish
sniping,
literally
dish just-
pulverizing. Yeah,
I'm
like,
pretty.
we are going
whatever.
to get commended.
I'm pretty sure whatever hope remains on the troops in the Western Front is solely because of both you and Augustus. Augustus is the fucking lady of the rock right now, who's probably helped out at least like 50 guys from dying or, you know, losing a limb or two. Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't know.
Clean.
Miriam is going
Painting trenches
is going to make his way back to the Western Front.
Frankly, if anything, I've done nothing in this battle other than give a few orders and snipe at a few commanders, but I don't think that's done much. Or anything I can, really.
Just continue to snipe people as you can.
Yeah, I'm keeping heavy. Wickscott's keeping his eye on this. He doesn't like this hill here. I don't like intrust troops, and most importantly, I think as a naval commander, he would know the high ground is the best ground, and they simply have the high ground. Don't do it. I'm right.
To be
High
fair,
ground
to
in
be fair.
space.
To be fair, that can be
No,
a
no,
thing,
no, not what I
and
meant.
secondly, navies do deal with infantry forces in the Marines, so...
Okay. If I have made any sort of innovation whatsoever when it comes to this RP and changing how it acts, or the RP is, sorry, and how it acts, how tactics work at all. If there's anything that I've added to it, it's ships built for ground support, is it not? And is that not the highest of high grounds?
I guess.
Sorta, kind. The idea has been floating around. It's only been lightly done.
Okay, I'm not trying to say I'm like fucking. Never mind.
You're forward to the
Forget it, my
automobile.
comments. I'm what?
Forward to the automobile.
Didn't invent it, just made it more prevalent.
I get. I was just trying to be snappy. Anyway, yeah. Cool.
That's kind of funny.
Lincoln every 4 years. Well, I think it's.
God, okay, enough. God, okay, enough.
Time to do
Okay,
my
enough.
mail order ballot.
Enough.
We all
Okay,
were
anyways.
monetized before.
It's okay. I have to have like 1,000 subscribers. I have to have like 1,000 subscribers to enable monetization.
And thousands of views beforehand as well.
Yeah. I have to prove to YouTube that I'm worth anything.
Yeah. I'll call up T-Series. Anyway,
I'll see what the media company thinks.
anyway, I get over to Mr. Salem in Wexcott, and I say to them, well, the other side of the pond is looking quite grim, but they're holding, and the southern trench and our trench are currently fine. There are men gathering within the city.
We should move away from this position then. We've done what we can here. It's time to go where it's getting serious. Okay. Well, if command is lost, so is our payment.
Command
And this is all for nothing.
Command is not lost as of right now. And they
Let's attempt to
probably
keep it
will
that
not
way.
be lost yet. I mean, I don't think the time to fall back is nigh.
Maybe not our group, but our squad at least. We can do way more damage to their forces over there than we definitely can over here, where they're just launching probing attacks and sitting in trenches now.
Yeah, honestly, I am down to all hop in the technical and go over to the other front. That I am down for.
I'm agreeing on this. Anyone else? Alright, well in that case, we are going to hop in our very little carriage and swing low sweet chariots all the way over to this marketplace area thing.
Okay, just driving down. Haas, any word?
You can choose to not come.
Grab Haas.
Let's realign Salem to center of mass here.
Just gonna put him there for the moment.
Is this is Augustus.
Haas.
Yeah.
Yes.
This okay. I'm the Polish andesite, by the way.
Where? I am the Scion Glacier, got it. Yeah.
We have been putting you down. This is you.
No, this is
Or,
no.
I mean-
The blue concrete is the technical.
Oh, it is? Well, that's
Yep.
still you. I still think we should move the technical here, though.
Where?
Huh?
Where? Why? The entrance is here.
Okay. I mean, there's also an entrance here, but this is holding better, so, okay.
Yeah, there's still truth there. So, what's going on, Josh?
No, we're here in the middle of the
Up here
fairgrounds.
at this front. Well, since you ran back over and things, it seems like the situation's changed.
Believe that was a smart thing we did. I'm gonna attempt to send someone or yell loud enough to this group right here that they may want to move yet a few feet this way.
Yes. I'll say that they're still moving. If you want, you can move them yourself.
I just don't want them to become disc cheese. God, my head hurts. Okay. What did I put on that? What did I put on the hat or something? Hold on, I'll be right back.
Cameron?
I will say that
Hey.
by this point, a few of them will have probably been shot down entering here. Most of them are keeping their heads down, though this guy should be moved.
So,
Yeah,
just
this guy
wanna
is a absolute killing zone.
So, Josh, I know you kind of mostly for balance reasons, kind of lured our way out of using the cannons on the Ranger, which is fair, but this is a desperate situation, and there's no one to really enforce law here, and I don't think they would mind if a few trenches went missing, especially if they were filled with elves.
Riley.
Hold on, he's
So,
considering.
I
He's
need to
considering.
make sure that you, hold on, I need to make sure that you comprehend that the guns on it are made for busting up asteroids.
Yes. They can still do
This would be
things.
very big.
Now, this also means putting the big risk of this is putting the Ranger in danger, which is why I haven't really considered it until this point.
No, the big risk of this is destroying the entire city, or having the city turn into a massive sinkhole. But so will the rest of the city.
You really think that? Okay.
Yes, it is a anti-asteroid cannon.
I don't know. I wouldn't imagine them to be that powerful, but you guys know more about this universe than I do.
Well,
They-
we'll consider the size of any asteroid.
And
I guess
consider
that's
the
true.
material. A lot of asteroids, those cannons need to be powerful enough to basically pulverize and turn into very small fragments, blocks of sometimes mile-thick iron.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Just to be taken
Well, then I will call
weak
that.
by certain standards, strong by others. Is all. But yeah.
Would definitely, absolutely pulverize dirt. and everything around it.
If nothing else, I think it'd be funny, just to play
think
with the
about
idea.
this.
But it would pulverize dirt so well that it would probably just cover a lot of the town.
And think about this, Riley. Think about all those elven ears
Something?
you'd be disintegrating.
Fair enough.
All
money.
Yeah, by the way, I know I haven't been in close range. Miriam, if you've been collecting a few, if possible.
Uh,
Probably not.
Miriam.
No time, must clear.
Okay.
I've been collecting.
And not
Like-
only is that partly against Miriam's religion to defile corpses in such a manner, but he hasn't been very focused on doing that.
Oh, hold on. Josh, are they coming in through this way? In this trench? Are they in this?
Some of the ones that are there are already in there. Yes.
So there are. How many would you say are obviously in there?
They're all ducking down by now.
I'm gonna ask one of you guys, how many men do you think are in that trench right there?
I'll share it here, by the way.
I'm more. I'm going to actually maneuver myself back there. But how many men would you say are in there, fine sir?
I don't think I could tell you.
A good few.
Yeah, some amount.
Well, you know what time it is.
Fireball time.
Roll to the fallout, baby. I'm going to make it burn.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Before you do that roll there, I want you to kind of specify. So, is it
I'm
possible?
going to place a large fireball right
Okay.
here.
Is it possible at all, though, to maybe, I don't know, kind of just, no, that wouldn't work. Never mind. What?
What are you asking me to do?
I was just, I don't know if you
In a
could.
way, the fireballs are in a kind of like a grenade. They explode and then fling little pieces.
Yes, but if you could find some way to direct the fire, you could definitely do way more
What do you
damage.
mean by directed?
Think like a flood, but of fire. It would take a fuck ton of energy, but I mean, if you could do it, you could wipe out.
It's one of those things where like,
He probably
I can
can't
do
do
it.
that.
No, I can do it over an area. It's just that would take a lot out of me.
Yeah,
That would put you
I would
to
just-
sleep.
I
And it probably wouldn't put me to sleep. It would
Hey,
Made me
but
quite tired, though.
making a flood
it
of
depends
fire.
on the area. It depends on the area. I'm not talking. Don't say a flood. That's not what I mean. But covering covering a small area wouldn't be crazy bad. It would take a lot out of me.
what I mean is clearing the trenches with flame, filling them up.
It would put me to sleep,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be able to cover the entire trench, and I would pass out.
One of you pick. One of you. Well, a lot of you pick one of you to pick a number. Who's luckiest?
Riley.
Give me a 13.
1 through 10, I should say.
Okay.
If you say anything other than
6.
7, you're a heretic.
6, you say? Okay. Do you guys want Riley?
Josh, did you do a roll at all? My fire cast? My flame?
Well, before I do that, I have to do this.
Okay.
I can go again?
Sure.
4. Cameron, we're just connected. Great minds. great minds think not that much alike actually go and look at any sort of debate between scientists.
Okay, so
Go watch the Democrat caucus.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They all think the exact same way. They are a high. They are a high. They are a high.
What?
so what were your number picks again? 6 and 4?
Yes, 6 and 4.
Okay.
And while you guys get the results and probably the bad news, I'm gonna go take a piss.
Didn't he just go take a piss like literally 20 minutes ago?
You see, Riley will leave you the tales of his famously small bladder another time.
You shut up. Who are you talking to?
He's not talking to us. He's talking to probably his either dad or stepbrother. Or... No, his stepbrother is not there.
Anyway.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, nigger. Fuck Ting Hua.
What is the thing, Josh?
It is for later. So that's...
Oh god.
Oh lord.
No. Oh lord. Lord. Me tells female that she is my sex toy. Female. Lord.
What?
Oh, Jack, were you not here for that?
Yeah, no, I was here for that.
Lord.
Okay.
Lord.
Okay, I heard somebody ruffle with their... Yeah, there. Riley? Okay. We all here?
Yes.
Lord.
Oh.
Lord. Good lord.
Where's Jack at? Here?
Lord.
Yes, indeed, I'm here.
Okay, we're all here.
Lord.
Well, I need just a minute to grab a thing.
That is just gonna be my response to everything now. I'm gonna be like Groot. I'm just gonna say...
Just
I'm
lord.
Just gonna say
You're just
Lord.
going to be lord now.
Lord. Also, you wanna
Lord.
do Lord. Okay, you like cast a
Lord.
fireball. Where? Lord. Oh, okay, over here.
Lord.
Lord.
So how you doing today, Lord? Can I have your car?
Lord.
Oh, really? Thank you. Where are the keys?
Lord. Something a frog. Lord.
Lord.
Lord. How did this lord come about, if I may ask?
Lord.
Basically, okay.
Yeah, Lord.
So somehow mine and the female I'm speaking to's conversation got directed to sex toys, and I was like, I could never need a sex toy. Oh yeah, she sent me a meme about how this dude thought this thing was a sex toy, and then he had it was like a dog toy. And he was like, oh, okay. And it was funny the way he found out. And I laughed, and I was like, you know, I could never need a sex toy, and she said, why is that? And I said, because I have you.
Yikes.
And she
How did that-
responded with a laughing emoji and the word.
Lord.
Hey, by the way, I'm not sure who plays this. Is Wexcott out here?
Out where?
Never mind. There was a random Polish andesite block behind the trenches out there.
Probably
Yeah,
an
no,
accident.
he was magically
Anyway, Josh, may I now
teleported behind the
Perhaps my evil
death right
twin.
here, please.
Actually, I
Yeah,
want
well,
to know.
Blow them to
Did
smithereens.
I want to know if I missed what was the result of the number picking Josh was doing earlier.
Nothing yet.
We will get the
But it
results
was-
later.
He told us that it was a surprise tool that would help us later.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Mickey Mouse whorehouse.
Anyway,
The Mickey Mouse crack house, crack shack. Jack, do you remember?
Yes, I remember that
Crack
was
Shack,
fucking
baby.
hilarious, and we were in like hey, we were in like 8th grade in the middle school, dude. That oh,
Holy legs, like,
Jack.
Josh
anyway.
and I just sleep deprived at like
Can I
5 a.m. just Mickey Mouse crack house. Come inside.
And your
Come
roll,
inside,
your
there's
roll
drugs
resulted
inside,
in
it's the
them.
Mickey Mouse crack house. No,
Alright,
make
well-
things go boom.
Augustus and Wexcott and Salem should all probably prime grenades and throw them in here if they can.
I don't have grenades, but I do have fire.
I only have smokes.
You all
I'm going-
should have frags.
Yeah,
at
Josh,
least
I'm
one.
going to empty this trench. And I do not have frags.
You casted and you did not empty the trench. You wiped out a unit.
Good enough.
If I'll let you decide by roll or not if I have a grenade. I at least have 2 smokes. I don't know about frags.
I thought you
If I-
expended your smokes.
Nope, haven't used them yet this battle. I bought new ones at the store.
I'm going to
I
say,
realized you got
I'm
more.
going to be,
Yeah, my
I'm
bad.
going to be quite kind, and say that in terms of fragmentation
And
grenades,
actually,
each of
Riley,
you,
you
if
only
you
have
split,
one.
if whoever has them, split them up. Each of you could have one.
Oh,
Okay, well then I guess
Riley,
I'll
you
toss
only
it.
have, Riley, you only have 1 smoke grenade because earlier when you pulled back, technically you were like, yeah, I'm gonna pop smoke and we're gonna pull back.
Actually, I said that, but I decided against it. I never said I actually did that.
You might have in your brain decided against it, but you said it. You never corrected yourself.
Well, no, I said that while we were in the heat of doing something else, and then I specified later he's going to swing the rifle over his shoulder, get into the truck itself, and begin driving away. In that
I
process,
thought that was one full motion, you popping the smoke and then getting in. That's how
okay,
it will have been recorded.
okay, well then, I mean there was like a few seconds of gap between that because we went to something else, but yeah, that's fine. I'll lose the smoke. That's okay.
Yeah, because if anything, that's the reason you're here and not still on a hill being gunned down.
Fair enough.
Would the Mickey Mouse crack house like another fireball?
You have between all of you 4 grenades.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
do
give
not
I'm
have
gonna
a
give
grenade.
well, no, Josh is saying that because one person had a bunch of grenades and he split them up between all of them. So
Okay, I'm gonna give my grenade to Miriam.
I'm also going to give my grenade to Miriam.
okay. All right. Mariam is going to move up and get ready to get to work.
Imagine
Alright.
shooting the pin off of
And
someone's grenade.
Mariam's about to surpass Salem in terms of kill count. We're getting close.
Yeah, during this time, by the way, Wixcut has pulled out his AR, and if there's a target that can be removed, he removes them.
Yeah. Honestly, Cameron, I think you should just start doing a little bit of suppressive fire towards this gate. Are there any more moving in?
Not apparently, no.
Okay. So,
I mean,
literally, is everything
guys-
quiet right now?
Guys, you should probably keep
Now it
in
is.
mind as well. That trench is now on fire. There's plenty of
So
everywhere.
there is absolutely nothing going on.
More or less.
Okay, Miriam's gonna ask these 2 guys near the Capitol building, what's going on, and is this normal?
The guys near the Capitol building, they say, honestly, we don't know what's going on elsewhere, but for them to stop here, that's strange.
Keep that in mind. Things are happening on other
Typically, they keep coming.
fronts.
I have a feeling that they're gonna come from the north.
Bad feels are coming back in. Miriam, do you tell this to Wixcut? Or can I have
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
direct
he's
a
gonna radio in.
fireball to the back of this trench, hitting it about right here.
if I can interject and do my thing before, please pause. I'm gonna go through a radio check, calling, basically one by one, west, southwest, south, southeast, like, yeah, try if possible to get responses from someone on each front.
You can successfully make contact with just about everybody. You end up missing the southeast, but it's you can hear what's going on in that direction, and well, all around there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Just you get clear responses from people. They have their voices kind of down. There's no sounds in the background. It's just humans responding. They're saying, yeah, nothing's going on at the moment. Which is weird.
Okay, here's my theorem. It's one of two things. Either A, they're pulling back, or B, they're moving in for another attack. Frankly, I think we should be worried about
Hold on. They've stopped pushing into our position, and they've set up a perimeter around our position at a distance.
Mostly, yeah.
Yes, they have occupied our trenches and are waiting.
Yes. Why are they waiting? There's a few reasons they could be. Either there's a maneuver happening, they're planning, they could just be taking a break and stopping their push and holding for a minute. You never know, though they said that's unusual. Or artillery.
Waiting for some, artillery or air support.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
I'm gonna ask if it looks like any troops are retreating whatsoever, moving mass movements of troops over the.
You ask around.
No, through radio chatter. I mean.
Yeah. So you ask around, and again, you get more or less the same responses, except they specify, well, there doesn't seem to be anything going in, there doesn't seem to be anything going out. Their lines stopped moving inward a while ago.
Okay. I think Haas is right, or if not, okay. I'm gonna radio this outpost. So I'm gonna try to get this outpost's attention and see if they have anything to say on the current situation.
North says, oh, yeah, it's actually quite surprising, there's nothing up here. Typically we expect some kind of ambush or something, but there's nothing.
Okay, I'm worried about a few things right now. Mostly is the fact that there is a giant uncovered front. That outpost is only part of it. It's possible that they could be coming from the northwest, the northeast. I say it's heavy. I say that there's a pretty good chance that from the northwest there's going to be an assault straight towards the city and try to bypass these lines and the outpost.
I'm going to whisper to Miriam. How bad of an idea do you think it would be for me and you to make a push?
Bad.
Why is that?
Because
Bad.
No, think about it. It would catch them completely off guard.
Yes, but if I had to bet, there are hundreds of elves in that trench. Are those numbers somewhat accurate, Josh, just via, what we've been seeing?
Well, from what you've been seeing, yeah, that is by no means even close to out of the question.
I mean, we could just sit here and wait.
No, we can't. That's something we can't do. I think
that's something we very much so can do. In fact, it might be what we have to do.
that is a tactically terrible decision. We should
Not necessarily. We hold a defended position.
now. This is
And to our knowledge, and to our knowledge, based on the intel we've been given by them, who have been here a long time, they have no artillery, they have no armor, and haven't had air support for a very long time. The chances of it being something along those lines are quite slim. There's no real... Hold on. Yes, but... Actually, yes, something is happening, but doing something preemptive that could actually hurt us isn't a better option necessarily.
Okay.
So
So here's-
I think you should radio into North and ask them to send a runner or two along the northern front and try to see what's going
You
on.
guys do know we have. Hold on. You guys do know that we have men on atop ramparts looking that way, right?
Yeah.
Like, have you paid any attention to these guys?
No, these guys are looking this way.
Well, Josh.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that there's probably no reason that a couple of them didn't look about if they're not in absolute immediate danger.
Okay. Here's what I think. All right. I think we need to get ourselves into the technical. At least two of us move down this road here, and we shoot out to the north outpost, and then shoot out around here. Try to keep a somewhat low profile,
Riley,
but look
The
around.
forest extends around. I don't think that is an accurate representation of how the forest does.
I know. Part of
I'm
that would be
pretty
going
sure
through.
that the forest actually surrounds basically the entire thing. It probably sits in
Yeah,
company.
Haas, I think you misunderstand my point.
Shooting
the
the
forest-
forest in the technical is a bad idea.
The point is to try to stay somewhat concealed, but to look for forces. Having a runner isn't a bad idea. I like Miriam's idea, but I think it would be a lot better if we did that, because if that
In the
portion has
technical is
forces,
a horrible idea.
if we have those forces, if there's forces over there, then they're about to close us off, and they're getting close to the ranger. And if
And
that's
the
true,
higher our profile, number one, the worse off we are. We would like to gain intel, not get ourselves trapped in a firefight with their entire advancing force, number one. Number two, traveling in the technical in forest is a horrible idea. It's going to be hard to maneuver, we're going to end up getting stuck, or in a tight spot and then get engaged. Or get engaged in general, which puts us in a tight spot. We'll have forces advancing from
Look,
one or
if-
multiple directions, and in an area where we can't maneuver out of it.
I don't know about you, Haas,
I'm
but I
sorry,
don't want
but
to
it
fight
is
clusters.
a horrible idea.
I mean, okay, maybe moving through the forest isn't the greatest idea in the technical. I'll give you that. But we should start really thinking of the
Going
possibility
out
of...
there at all in technical is a horrible idea.
Okay. No, if we stick to the roads, what, I mean, ambush
Sticking
points,
to the
yeah,
roads
but
doesn't do anything to us. Or does it
It
do
makes-
for us?
yes, actually, it makes us so that we can't necessarily be trapped on, mud or between trees, like you've been
Right,
talking about.
there aren't necessarily... The road does not extend around it this way.
I'm talking about the
There
road
is
that we
no
took.
road.
I'm talking about the road that we... Well, then we can move through the city then, if that makes you feel better. You should know what I'm talking about.
The city
Especially-
does not have... There's nothing out here, Riley. It is a field.
What?
Around the edge of the city, in
Okay.
every direction, is a
Fine,
field.
fine. How about this? We take the technical. It is right here. We move. Follow my body. Through here. Fuck. Goddammit. Through here. Through here. Through the road. Like I keep saying. The road. Because we might be about to be encircled. And if we get encircled, then we're either fighting Custer's last stand here until they
Riley,
retreat,
hold on.
or we
Riley,
risk
what is the point
staying
of us
here
going out here?
to
Shit, what is the point of that?
to scout, and if it looks
What are we
Okay.
scouting?
Haas for the enemy force, and if it looks dire enough,
Why would
get
the
back to the
enemy
ranger
force
and
be
get away.
next to our ship? Or on
Because-
the road, where the checkpoint has clearly stated they are not.
That's only one checkpoint that has literally. I mean, it could have some view, but no way it has any knowledge of what's going on in the broad forest around here.
At least a good
No.
portion.
Look where I'm flying around. Basically, in a
What
triangle.
you're dealing with are elves. If they do come from the north, they can pretty easily stay concealed within the trees. They know.
Yeah, this is-
Yes, and Riley, once again, what does the technical do for us? If we're staying on the road, we're not going to see Jack Diddley. Besides make ourselves a target if they are in the woods to get ambushed.
Because, Haas, I want to get out of here if there's forces in the north. Because I don't think we have a chance at breaking out later. Didn't we talk about earlier, specifically, that if we end up fighting pinned in here, and if we lose the trench lines, and it looks like they're coming from the north, that we should dip and get out of here? I'd
No,
rather
we didn't say that. We said
No,
if,
we
if,
didn't say that.
we said if this was the only place that we controlled, then just before that happened, we needed to dip. That's
Okay.
not happening. We control
But
the west. We control the east.
So the
we,
south
We control the south.
and the city.
And we
We
still have
occupy
a
the
foothold.
city and the courtyard.
But what's the
And we
challenge?
still.
But what's the
I'm
chances
sorry,
of-
Riley. You went from a scouting mission to us leaving.
I plan on going out there in the first attempt of scouting, and if we find something, and if it's bad enough, we might have to go. We very well might have to go.
What is your
Because-
route for scouting?
I don't know. Maybe
Exactly. And how are we going to do that in the technical? This is my point.
I guess the room. I mean,
It does not work. That is not a functional plan.
Yeah, and I don't want to abandon this gun position. If they start assaulting here again, they are going to get massacred
die.
by the technical's
Yeah.
gun.
They're going to get, number one, they're going to get massacred by the technical's gun. Number two, Augustus is here. Number three, I mean, we're here. Just our squad is here. Good luck to them. I
Okay.
hope that they try to take this position. I would like to see them die.
okay.
Now,
I'm going
No,
to.
wait.
Okay. Then how about this? I'm not going to do this yet, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell these guys here to make a very small opening in this wall enough to let a small team through. I'm then going to radio the outpost, send 2 or 3 men around through the woods and around this direction over to the wall and hop over and tell us what they've seen on their way there.
Instead, what we should do is have them run along the wood line while keeping a low profile and scout the edge of the wood line and in the woods. Making a direct beeline from the outpost to the wall isn't going to give them much. It's not going to tell us much. And they could very easily miss elves who are under orders not to be seen that stay hidden.
I'm trying
Even
to
if
working
they're
up the
being
straight line right now, by the way.
Okay, thank you.
So, Jay, would you not agree that it would be better for them to move quietly along the wood line on the northern side?
Alright, fair enough.
I do agree.
I guess that's, okay.
I guess that's just the Daisy enemy checking tree lines, you know?
Yeah. And it's the total war in Men of War and Daisy and me.
I mean, I didn't necessarily mean like straight fucking beeline, but I didn't know where the tree line was. So yes, I agree with you. I guess we can do that. But we shouldn't have our last stand here. I don't want to. It's not going to be worth whatever money these guys have to, like, probably what is going to be this bloody battle here.
Bloody
If we get fully surrounded. If we get fully surrounded,
We're
I
not going
think
to get fully surrounded.
we don't know
We
that.
have, Riley, 70% of our forces aren't in this compound. They're outside on the other side defending.
I know, but we don't really have many forces on the side of the outpost on the north of the town. Can you at least get that through your head? And the fact that they are
I'm
stopped.
already aware of it. Riley, them moving around to that side does nothing to leave them in the open. There's no trench lines.
Yes, but
Horrible
there's also
idea.
nothing there to stop them. An assault from that position, especially because they're fortifying right here, which could be a
That
minor
is why
detail.
we have people in the city. If they flank around that side, they get a fat wall atop which we could gun them down from. Or they can move around to the city and fight us in urban warfare. Either way, we're gonna know they're there. We're gonna figure it out. The big open field. We have people in elevated positions.
Yes,
we have
okay, but-
scouts.
But by the time they're there, it might definitely be too late to get out of here and back to the ranger. That's my worry. I don't want to get stuck here.
If so long as the outpost doesn't lose control, it's never too late. We can take the main road.
That's gonna be a fat ambush point for us if we do. But okay,
I mean, if that's gonna be the case, then it's gonna be the case either way.
Like,
Unless
I
you're
mean,
suggesting we go now.
that's kind of what I meant with the whole, hey, let's go out there, and if it looks bad, go now. Because I think
We
we're
might not
starting to
even
get
be
into
able
the
to
bad
tell if
times.
it looks bad.
I guess, but
Actually, by what you were telling me, the chances of us actually noticing anything at all are about 1 in 10 million.
alright, fine. Well, I'm gonna radio the outpost, tell them to send 2 or 3 men along the tree line, someone stealthily scout out into the trees in the north, and come back over the wall.
Or they can just report back to the outpost, continue to hold there, instead of us cutting a hole in the wall.
Okay.
They can
I
just
didn't-
radio us the results.
I didn't-
I
I
don't
didn't-
really see any reason.
Well, because, I don't know, we might know better if they show up or not. But yeah, that's fine. So, Josh, hope you got what we're talking about there.
I decided willfully to tune out until I got results.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are done
Probably.
calculating. What is the
Probably.
verdict?
No, that was a good option. Alright, so Josh Wickscott is gonna radio the outpost and ask them to send some scouts along the northern tree line to see if they see anything. And then radio
gonna
back results.
Yeah, they're gonna report back to the outpost and they're gonna radio us the results.
Okay. The scouts go through. They go back. And both ways, they say there's jack fucking shit. Just trees and grass.
Alright,
Maybe a handful of animals.
well, back to the plan of...
Though I will say, since you're dealing with elves, technically, at least, you know, there's a chance one of those animals is a spy, but... I highly doubt it.
Yeah. You should ask the northern outpost to send out a party like that every so often to check it.
If they'll listen to me, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
Northern
why I
outpost
keep
says
that's why I keep
whenever
that's why
it's
I keep
convenient.
specifying asking them.
They say they'll do the rounds whenever it's convenient, and whenever it doesn't look like there's an assault in progress. No reason to waste guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, Josh, if we got nothing else, then it'd be okay to time lapse until the next event.
Yep.
Because I don't think we got anything.
All of what's happened thus far has happened up until, I'll say, probably around like 3 p.m. It's starting to get a little bit later in the day. It was honestly fairly fast for everything that did happen. But from morning until afternoon, nothing has occurred other than the fighting earlier on. So, by this point, a lot of the men in the trenches are settled in, but now and again, a radio man mentions that it's real eerie, and by now they will have assaulted normally. Typically, it doesn't take nearly this long. It's always about midday, and it's not happened for 3 hours, so it's strange.
The music is definitely helping. I'm not sure if it's the same for all of you too, but it's like getting to the eerie shit.
Yeah, I don't have my music on. Should turn it on, just because.
It's getting to... This cave is not a natural formation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, at this point, I'm going to take another 5 or so. So I can get a drink of water. We've been going for well over another hour.
That was a conversation about scouting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Riley, if it feels like I'm, like, I don't know, telling you you're wrong all the time. It's just, I've been
I
doing
can
this shit for a
understand.
while.
No, I can understand it. I can understand it. I just think
notice oftentimes when I make a point, Jack's like, yeah, actually, he's not wrong.
yeah, okay.
It's just because me and Jack think exactly the same, and we've been around the block.
Here's the thing: is that I know you guys are talking about the troops in the city, and that's fair, and the northern outposts, and that's fair. But I want to make sure that because like I have a bad feeling that if we get surrounded, and I feel like that's going to happen, then it's going to be either incredibly hard to get our way out, or we're going to lose a lot in this battle, and I don't think these guys are paying us. I just don't. Like, most of this is gut feelings. They are desperate defending themselves. We don't even know it. Like, it could literally get to the point with these guys that they are all but a few wiped the fuck out. There couldn't be no one to pay us back, you know?
Yeah, honestly, half the reason why I don't want to abandon is because I want to get paid.
Well, yeah, I know
And-
we've
and
already
I-
been here for long enough to not want to. I get that.
We've been here
And-
for a fat minute.
Yeah, and I don't think Josh, and I know this is metagaming, but I don't think Josh would just put us in a situation where we are required to leave and just skip out on all payment. I think there is definitely a way for us to win this. And
I know you
decisively.
okay. I know you probably wouldn't, that's true, but I also think that, you know, we fuck up in the wrong ways. No,
That's
no,
not the way
that's not
Josh
true.
is.
Joking about it is what makes him do that.
Josh making his tea, us arguing amongst ourselves about how Josh's brain works.
How the Enigma
Funny you
machine
should say it
works.
too, because I'm not making tea.
Oh, my God.
Hot chocolate?
I figured
Yes,
it was
right.
I've been
Dude,
drinking a fuck ton of hot
I want
chocolate recently.
cider so
Cocoa
much.
season, nigga.
Jack, what's your...
It's cocoa season.
Dude,
nigga.
I'm sorry, I just don't know why. When it's cold, I want warm drinks.
I'm
like,
very
cider's
curious
a-
to see
Candy.
what their plan is, why they would refrain from attacking like this.
You know,
I don't
there-
see
it's,
the
it's
advantage.
not long.
Unless
It's,
they're just amassing around the
I don't
city,
even know if it's amassing. Frankly, I think there's a pretty good chance we did enough damage that they have to pause. We've already kind of like had it, you know, portrayed that, like they're not at full fucking strength either. But that would be
pausing in
anticlimactic,
the
wouldn't it?
trenches like that would be a terrible idea.
I
Even
mean,
if you did a bunch of damage.
no,
I know, think about it.
Yeah,
think about it.
I'm on
Pausing.
Jack's
Hold
side.
on, hold on. Pausing wouldn't be a bad thing, but pausing for an extended period of time, for like a multitude
Means,
of
momentum
days,
can be
would
lost,
Be a
yeah.
horrible idea.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
they're gonna
again,
start running out of
Your
supply.
assaulting force does need
I
momentum.
think not necessarily, considering
Yeah.
it would give them a time to rest, and
Not
it would
only would
also
not only would it
and,
give
and
them
it would also
time
give
to
them a
rest,
time to regroup.
but they've taken a bunch of
Once again,
pretty.
I'm not referring to like during a day, you know, attacking once in the morning, pausing for the day, and then attacking in the evening. What I'm referring to is waiting a multitude of days, which they
Yeah.
may not do. We don't know yet. If they're going to just hang out, they're going to begin running out of supply. They're in horrible conditions. Then
Well,
morale's going to
okay.
drop. There's plenty
Morale-
of downsides. I'm
Morale
being
might-
hypothetical.
I know. Morale might drop, but frankly, they've taken one, if not on some fronts, 2 lines of trenches. You know, and if they know they don't have the supplies
And
and the
they've
manpower,
lost thousands in the process, I'm sure.
yeah, but they might be in the position where they realize if they pull back, they're only going to get those reoccupied. It might, and it's not like those, it's not like the forces in the city, they might realize are strong enough to do a counterattack, even if they are just sitting on their thumbs. If anything, this is more looking like look right here on the southern front, right? This is pretty good defensive positions for them. Same with right here. They have a no man's land trench in the middle. They have trenches set up for themselves. They'll have just as good of a supply situation here as they would within the forest.
No, they won't, because they can't get to that line. They can't get to the trench. It's a field. Just because they're in this trench rally doesn't mean that they can't shoot from here to the field.
No, you're right, but still.
But the
I will
thing
say,
is, though,
I did mention earlier that there is nothing going in and there is
Nothing going out, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's-
but they've only been here for a few hours.
yeah, not
Yeah.
any major resupply yet. These men definitely haven't eaten, and they're gonna start running out of ammo soon if, like, trench warfare pot shots at each other's sort of thing continues. Because I doubt each one of them is a stash of ammo on themselves.
You know what might be going on, actually?
What?
You know, this is the far shot, and honestly, this probably is not the case, but they may be coming below us.
Yeah, actually, I thought about that one too. Yeah.
I would go there if it were a
Yeah.
more if it were a more supplied situation. I will tell you now that they are not coming from underground. That would only occur if they wouldn't even need them. They would be coming underground if and only if they were a far more proper army still, or if they ever were.
Yeah, so Josh, they don't have artillery, they don't have armor, and they haven't had air support for a long time. That's what you've said, right?
That's the intel
Yeah.
we were given by the humans.
Yeah, that's what you know.
Okay. Their air support may be coming back, and honestly, they may paradrop into the city.
No, I doubt that one. I don't think they're.
We have no defense if they
Oh,
do.
we're all,
And
I mean,
look-
guys, throwing out random hypotheticals over and over again might not get us anywhere, to be honest.
Well, here's
What
what I'm
else are we
thinking,
doing
right?
right now?
Yeah, we're
Hey,
literally.
considering
Well,
the
That was my
situation does
point.
no
I think
damage.
Josh is back now, so we could probably do another time lapse.
But I just want to point out, Jack, like, this isn't more, like, they're slightly better than the humans, when it comes to their organization and supplies, but I don't think this force has nearly enough strength to do something like that.
I'm okay. If they can mount an attack like this on a small location like this, I doubt that I doubt that. Okay, if they've had air support in the past, and we obviously didn't shoot it down as we don't have any AA guns, there's no reason it cannot come back.
Well, they
Although
didn't
it is
specify
unlikely.
why it wasn't existent anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not as though it's obvious there's plane wreckage nearby the town, though you could say it could be somewhere in the forests.
or, you know, the fact that, I don't know, the fact that this is a constantly at war world, it could have just been decided by whatever remnants of a unified command the elves may have, that this is not enough of a tactically important station to keep air support at what limited they may have.
Regionally, this place is tactically important, but on the grander scale, on the planetary scale, where the three factions are really competing, yeah, it probably doesn't come to mind.
Yep, probably is the keyword. It's still a possibility. I'm just throwing possibilities up there.
Also,
Eklan is a known town for a lot of the world. It's just not on the top of the list of important places. This isn't quite Stalingrad. It's known to be a place like their equivalent to Stalingrad, but it's not quite Stalingrad.
It's a
although
little bit more like Smolensk.
I just want you to know, Jack, that, like, even if they were to paradrop, I do think they have a very good defense. If they did it in the city, they'd be fucked. I mean, partisans go burr, like, that's gonna be sci-fi Crete. That's not gonna go well for a paratrooper invasion, and this courtyard
They'll
is pretty
lose a
good
lot of
defense.
numbers. They'll lose a lot of numbers,
Paratrooping would
but
be a good distraction and nothing else.
Yeah,
well,
They would accomplish nothing.
I
don't think- I think they could hold up in a few buildings for a while, but they'd get flushed out by the partisans.
Like I said, just it would very much be a distraction. Probably a good one. That's it.
Yep.
That is the most it would be. It'd be a
Frankly,
waste
I
of
don't
forces,
think
in my opinion.
1,000% of the forces on the map here are necessarily on the map. There may be armed civilians who are simply defending their homes alone. What do you say about that one, Josh? Actually, have we seen any of that? I'm curious. What does it seem like
pretty sure
everyone?
that's what
you've
he
seen-
has placed around here.
Yeah.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, there are also, these are like larger clusters, but you could say very easily, and you will have seen, like families or what's left of families, or just single individuals protecting what's left of their
Or
house.
Walmart.
Sometimes. Yeah. Whatever.
Um,
There are occasionally, just the odd person, similar to how just those odd elves earlier on in the fight managed to get into town. They were probably already snuffed out by just the odd person who got into a knife fight or whatever.
Okay,
Like,
then
yeah.
then we can do a time lapse.
yeah, and
Yeah,
I'm just gonna jump into time lapse.
Okay. Well, another hour passes. It is roughly 4 p.m.
It's
and the North Outpost spots something.
And that is.
So there is a call-in from the North Outpost to Command. Some guy from Command runs out and he decides to inform you mercenaries because word has gotten around that you have some kind of communications going on. And they tell you that the North Outpost has spotted a vehicle formation to the north that is currently unidentified, as they are not within range to see insignias or things. In fact, they are not that well marked from the front. They seem to be a force of primarily technicals. There are troops mounted on the back. They look decently fresh, but they're largely in masks.
This is either reinforcements or quite a large Elven push.
I think
Here.
it's time to... Okay, guys, we need to get in the technical and get out to the edge of the forest as fast as we can. If we can get into the forest and set up an ambush, also getting out of the kill zone, he specified they have masks. If they're wearing masks, chances are something's coming that's either chemical or something along those
When I
lines.
said mask, I was
No,
thinking
he
along the
more
lines of like balaclavas.
balaclavas, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, these could be special forces. There's a lot of things this could be. If we go get ready, that might be just the best.
I'm on Haas's side. I'm on Haas's side because even if we are there, again, I keep saying this. If things get bad enough, like we're close enough to the ranger to make a dip for it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get in the
But
thing. Miriam's gonna go. Okay, Miriam is gonna go into the command building and ask the command if there was any word of reinforcements or relieving force or anything at all.
Command says that they've not really gotten much news of anything in probably like 6 months.
Okay. Well, Wexcott, Salem, and Gus's are. Wexcott, Salem, and Gus's are heading to assist. I will let you lead the way on that. Please,
No,
where
I
we
would
should
just-
the best spot that
we need to
can go-
leave now if we want to intercept them.
Yeah, we need to be going.
We need to be yesterday.
The spot that we could go is probably like in this area here, and that's where we should leave the technical for now.
I would say more like akin to here. I want
Riley, too deep in the forest. You
No,
don't want to
no,
read
you're,
the technical into
no,
the woods
no,
too
no, no,
far.
no, no. You're right. Okay.
And also we don't know if they're an enemy or not, so don't instantly engage.
No,
Yeah,
we won't.
that's what we're looking for.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get to that.
We're going to be basically
Miriam asked
URF.
them if they have any sort of anti-tank or grenade launchers or anything that they can use as they're going to go out and meet the cavalcade.
Ask who?
Command.
The command
Guys.
Command.
guys in the
Command
building.
says that perhaps you can ask around, but you'd probably have to just
Mar-
go around and see if
Miriam,
somebody's willing to
as
give
soon
that up.
as he says, as he starts to say ask around, Miriam is already turning around and leaving.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay, we have Augustus, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's-
Miriam
I
hops to
am
the
the
technical.
grenade launcher.
That's enough anti-tank.
Miriam hops to the technical.
I am the anti.
Miriam hops to
Anyway.
the technical and we go.
And
Yes.
okay, I can assume that Palm is still at this relative position, right?
It's probably closer. Much
Okay.
closer.
It's starting to move up.
Okay.
Do they
a little
have any
slowed
idea?
down
Can we
to
radio? Do
confirm.
they have any?
Can I?
Do it at once.
Okay. Can what's got dash over to the outpost real quick and back? Like physically go there
Sure.
before
Yeah, sure.
before the convoy gets close enough to the outpost to like start shooting
yeah.
at it. Okay. Well, then he's gonna head over there, take out his rifle, look through the scope, see if he can identify anything real quickly, and then start running back if he sees anything.
Riley, what we should do instead is just ask them if they can identify over radio instead of making ourselves.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, they
We
already
have,
said they can't
We
identify
have
very
other
well.
people to utilize. We don't need to
I don't have-
ourselves do everything.
I know, but I don't know if they have knocks nor if they can spot shit well. Anyway, and fine. Well, I'll just stay there and we'll radio.
We'll just wait for them to identify.
Alright. Radio is on.
As they approach, some of the soldiers, or the guys that look like they're wearing
Well, clothes.
tattered military uniforms. So you see actually the guy who's in command of the outpost. You see his eyes light up at the sight of these technicals approaching. As they approach, you can see that one of them, the second to first, has a standard strapped to the back of it.
A standard?
And a standard, yes, a
Yeah.
Roman-style battle standard.
I'm sorry, I don't.
A
banner.
religious battle symbol.
Banner, yeah. That
Yeah.
is, for lack of a better word, it is like a banner, more or
Yeah.
less, but it's large
Yeah,
and in charge. In back in like the Roman days, often it would be a large cross on a cart, more or less.
Alright. So, a
Well,
symbol.
with Roman standards, they're basically just banners that are representative of a particular legion. Actually, the Romans fought wars over them sometimes. Whenever they'd be
Anyway.
captured, it's the premise for capture the flag.
It's been explained
Yeah.
to me, thank you. I'm gonna ask if the
Standard.
ask
the
if they
standard.
The
respond.
standard.
Can we hold on? Just let him give us more info.
The standard is colored blue and white and black. The black is text, and you can read it from this distance. It clearly says 15th Cavalry.
Our
And
reinforcements.
upon seeing this, the guy in command of the outpost, he looks over at his boys and he says, "It's the 15th. It's the 15th." And the radio man radios back to command, and eventually, as they
fucking
pass through the
eyes.
outpost, Haas fucking has a heart attack.
Continue.
As they drive down the road, you can see that there are pretty well equipped men at the back. Yes.
What'd you say?
Got you. You can see that there's pretty well equipped men at the back. In fact, they look like relatively modern soldiers. And they zoom on past the outpost. No questions, no nothing. They begin to enter the city.
We need to go just a little bit longer, Riley, please. Not that. Well, it kind of is the time, but it's also not the time.
Trojan horse.
I will give you a detail. You could see that their eyes are clearly human eyes. Okay, no worries on that front.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I guess
these are
they could be
friendlies.
illusionists, but they didn't immediately wipe out the outpost while they were passing. So
Yep.
Well,
And,
again, Trojan, but yeah.
yeah, here, go ahead and play some all down, Josh. Us in the technical are probably going to pull up behind them and come into the.
Yeah,
Come
well,
into
we'll
the city with
join
them.
the. We're
there
gonna
are
join the call.
7. There are 7 of them, or 7 of their units.
Yeah, we're doing
Yeah,
that.
we're going to.
Last
we're just
last
going
thing to wrap it up.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Just.
I'm going to say that you guys combined have a somewhat better strategic mind than just me alone. So wherever you want to put their 7 units, just place them around.
me.
Yes, sadly, since I am not able to get on there, Jack is the next best mind in line.
Alright, what block were you using, Josh?
Each unit has each unit has 2 technicals. By the way, iron blocks, and just here. Let me just place one right below you.
The 15th cavalry.
Alright.
So what was that, Riley, you were saying about how we were going to get attacked from the north by the elves and surrounded and die?
So,
Though this, hold on, I would like to note as well, though, that this still doesn't explain why it is that the elves are just big chilling in the trenches.
Yeah, that's. Well, it could. I don't know.
It would not.
Okay.
It would not. Trust me. It would not. I mean, if they knew it was coming, they would evacuate.
Yeah,
Really trapped
that's not what I.
themselves.
That's not what I meant. I meant. I know the human eyes thing, but I'm still not entirely trusting that this is like really our good guys.
Why is it that Josh would have given Jack control of them if they weren't our friendlies?
Oh, no. Because he's not doing it as.
I can understand the suspicion.
He's not doing it as.
what's
He's not
in the
doing it
units,
as.
Josh?
Each unit has a decent complement of modern soldiers with pretty clean uniforms and equipment. They're all clearly displaying as fresh soldiers, but you can tell that they're known for being good somehow, because that guy at the post knew them and his eyes lit up when he saw them like Jesus just came. They have 2 technicals per unit, and you can place down 7 of them.
7 of the technicals or 7 of the units?
7 units. 14 technicals.
Have fun, Jack.
There was a
No need to be too complicated about it.
on a rock. He sat
Do not-
in the
Do not be
meadow
Polish,
just
Command
riding
Jack.
his-
Center a few forces.
What?
I said, do not find yourself in the Polish command. Center a few forces. Like, gather some of the rest in the center here so they can respond.
QRS. There's a difference though, Riley. Poland was outgunned.
Well,
Poland
there's also a
tried to defend
difference.
its. Poland also
Grand
tried to defend its
strategy.
border. Is what I'm
Grand
referring
strategy
to.
is different.
And then, yeah, it's different from battle.
Yes.
tactics.
No. By far, I'm quite aware. I was just making the reference.
Making a horrible analogy, we understand.
Anyway.
I can feel his anger. It is really.
I'm just starting to get a little bit tired of making any sort of.
I feel like I'm in the
Suggestion?
Sea, but I'm surrounded by your hatred instead of radiation. I feel like a child of Adam.
So, yeah.
We praise the hatred. We are one with the hatred.
Now, where do we put ourselves, boys? Where do we want to be?
Probably not the glowing sea.
I think our
Shut the fuck
previous,
up!
I think our previous position before we left wasn't that bad. Holding that gate over there.
Okay, yeah, I put the technical there. I'm just gonna put us right here.
Plus, we're
Jack
somewhat,
Riley suggested that you need to put it somewhere else.
plus it's somewhat central enough we could still kind of move other places if needed.
Yeah, Miriam is gonna go to the command and tell them that it's the 15th Cavalry are here.
Command is well aware already. Matter of fact, Command over the radio told the entirety of the town.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
now they like
Yeah.
communications.
Yeah.
We didn't know
Well,
when you
suddenly a
were-
bunch of help just came by.
Yeah.
Communications have been local.
Miriam is then going to go and talk to some of the units of the 15th Cav, specifically the one right
Again.
next to us.
All right. Something about Command knowing is I specified that a radioman at the North Outpost told them
Oh,
as they
yeah,
were
you're right. No, you're
rolling by.
Miriam is going to go over to this unit of technicals and say, you guys have radio contact with all your other units, correct?
One of the soldiers looks over at you and kind of looks around, like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, duh.
And Miriam's just gonna say, okay, he's just gonna brief them on the situation. He's gonna basically say they launched a large attack earlier, but have secured the outer lines of the trenches and have now stopped. They have stopped attacking for quite a while.
Unusually.
Hmm.
Include that is abnormal.
And he's also gonna say, apparently this is abnormal.
Jack, did you place down all the
Yeah, the
technicals?
soldier says.
Yeah, I did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so you put down the
technicals.
okay, so you put down the units. I thought each block was gonna be a technical.
Nah. Each block is 2.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And
Yeah.
he's also gonna say, basically be like, Miriam's gonna kind of thank them for showing up when they did, as the situation was getting exponentially worse.
You know what I said earlier about, and the elves know there's absolutely no way we can mount a counterattack right now. Well, I think that's changed.
Yeah. We can wipe them, honestly.
Honestly, us sweeping encirclement in the south is looking possible.
Yeah, I say we start with the west and then just
Maybe.
have the least amount of troops on the western side.
Yeah.
And with that, at the very, very, very least, we can
I feel like
eliminate that
I'm
front.
literally like fucking this is turning into my white whale, but this kind of scares me. There's like in this entrenched hill up here that we were previously at could either just be what they decided to do, or that could be like a something more important. I have bad vibes from that.
Bad juju.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
That's why I put 2 technicals on that side and a 3rd technical over here, like facing the north.
Yeah. Frankly, if I mean, I know this is kind of half, like, if they come from the north, but if we send this one, like, here, that one kind of through the forest, like, here, and the 3rd one over here, we can...
trying to send technicals through the forest. How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, man?
No glove. No glove. Button seconds. The entire Among Us game.
How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
Alright, well, I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
I agree.
Yeah.
We better do that before Riley burns off any more of his brain cells.
I've been like a crashing sea of like
Hey,
ideas.
we should cure
and-
cancer. Well, actually, Riley, that's not possible. Instead, we should do this.
yeah, like
Riley, you now know what it feels like to be a Republican.
Not gonna give you the dignity of a response to that one, man.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
no,
but
yeah, I've
okay.
yeah, no, Hoss, that just turned me a little bit blue.
So
I still have the sanity is annoying. Though.
You almost just made me into a. You almost just made me want universal health care.
Never,
to join and stand in the realm.
Anyway, unocclude audio.
That just echoed through my mic.
did I... We can never run for political office now. Did I ever specify the guy who's in command? The guy at the top of command here, technically, his rank? Did I ever say that? No? Okay. Yeah. I'll just say he's a general. I'll just say that he is relatively fair, definitely a general of some kind or another. Oh no. I definitely said he was a military member of some kind. And if he isn't a general now, he will be afterwards. He'll be known as the guy who led the defense of Eklan. Well, what's the name? What the fuck? Do I have my nigger rights? I just joined. Oh, I guess I must have been given nigger rights in the past from joining. What the fuck is this place? You know, I gotta say, this world's kinda cool, actually. Yeah, obviously, but it's cool. Just a giant sky swastika. God. Yeah. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, clearly. And but it's a cool map. I haven't really seen it. Alright. And I've also not ended the